truth is, they're as dumb as they come.
Huh?
Did you hear what I said?
What the hell?
I'll have to move my picture back. Over there, maybe, something like that. Or we could do that one. Alright, you guys. I've been doing some work on the side there, trying to even further verify that that is a Dodge Challenger. And I'll show you something I made here in a minute. It's crazy. That's absolutely it. Yeah, what a day of nothingness. Yeah, it was basically... We saw a picture of Tyler Robinson, which shows you that he looks exactly the same way as he does. This person in the comment goes, "How come he's wearing black pants when he's on the video at the gas station? Gray!" And then I say, well, because somebody changed the contrast on it so you could see him better. So his pants look darker. Yeah. Yeah, today was a complete waste of a day in court. I mean, can you imagine? This is supposed to be over by... I marked it down. They have it on their calendars, even last week, to go all the way through Friday. Okay, it easily is going to do that. You know, I don't know if it'll go to Monday. That'd be kind of crazy, wouldn't it? I mean, it's a preliminary hearing. See, they just don't want the stuff out that absolutely points to their client. You know, that's just the truth. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it doesn't look like my live stream is going to be shared with anybody out there. So if you guys want to go out and share it, that'd be great. Maybe just wait a minute here. Yeah, so it shows him go into that room and he just sort of sits there. Here, maybe I can copy this. Let's see.
Symbol on front. It's a burgundy.
So maybe I'll just record this really quick. Let me go to that other screen and get my face off of here. And then I can make it look correct.
And Agent Davis, who are we seeing here?
That's Tyler Robinson.
And although we are watching it on video, what is he wearing at this time?
He's working a dark colored baseball cap with that's like I believe it's like maybe the Hurdy symbol on it, like a white symbol on front. It's a burgundy short sleeve shirt with.
And Agent Davis, who are we seeing here?
That's Tyler Robinson.
All right, so let me see. Let me just bring that in here. I have to get the file now. Yeah, it's funny how it's just people don't. I don't know. I'm just so frustrated with this whole thing, man. I have the shit that people want to see, but they don't know that I exist. You know, so it's pretty frustrating. All right, let's see. Let's see. Adobe Premiere, change skew video. Forgot the name of the filter that you put in there. Video effects, distort. Adjust effects control panel and scroll to transform. I don't know, let's see. So if I make it smaller like that, and then let's see. Turn off the uniform and then see, this is about what it's supposed to look like that. Okay? So that's, so see how normal he looks now? He doesn't look all skinny and tall. I mean, he's a pretty skinny guy, obviously, but that's what he's supposed to look like right there. Scroll down to transform. Where is that? Control panel. I don't see a transform on here. It's weird. They used to have that. Man, I had it. Let me see. Is it in here? It's got to be in here. Let's see on that one. Oh yeah, corner pin it's called. Okay, let's see. Corner pin. Alright, so it looks like that, but you can see how it's slanted like that. See that? See, they didn't do, even when he told him, hey, can you turn the TV? That nobody touched it. It's exactly the same as it was. It's ridiculous. Oh, that's interesting how it let me do that. And then corner pin. So it's kind of like, okay, lower right. See, I made that go down a little bit. I use up a lot of memory doing that. It's crazy. See how it just froze everything up? There. So I'll have to wait a second. It's weird how that uses up so much memory like that. Oh boy, here we go. Yeah, so that's pretty close. Let's see. So this is what it would look like. This is what it was supposed to look more like. See that? Doesn't that look more reasonable? I think there's a door though over on the, yeah, like that. So we could play that again. Hey, thanks, Alley Cake. Yeah, definitely need some waves in here tonight. Didn't even come close on the 5-hour live stream. All right, so there's that one from today, showing exactly what he was wearing. See, like in this video here, it looks like he's wearing black pants, but he's not. That's just because the contrast was boosted up. See how dark everything is there? It doesn't look like that. I mean, the real world doesn't look like that. Now, that guy's jeans are probably incredibly light, you know, and they're just a little darker. His weren't like old jeans. Hey, thanks, Cindy. And Richard Watts, the only guy allowed to type in all caps. All right, guys, this is pretty crazy here, though. Watch this. All right, so just to tell you, so somebody emailed me about, I don't know, 2 months ago or so, and they had told me about that they work at a company that has a they have aerial images, not satellite. they have access to aerial images because it's more real time, you know, like not like that second, but you can, you know, get more updated images because they actually contract, these pilots do, with these companies, and they attach a camera and they film really high quality images flying around. And it just so happened that on September 10th, 2025, there's some images available right there in Orem, Utah. No, it's not FBI. They're just regular planes that fly around. They contract because they get paid a lot of money to do it. Because the companies who get them charge a ton of money to the people who use the images, and you can still make a lot of money as probably the pilot. All right, I've shown you the actual flight pattern of the flight. I figured I don't remember how exactly, but one of these, I might have removed it because it was taking up a lot of space. But there was this, it zigzagged back and forth right through here. All right, so this is the location where it showed that the vehicle was parked. Okay, so, you know, I have it, and we can take a look at, like, inside of here. This is what it looks like. So right in this time frame, there's a whole bunch of different photos he had in here. Here's even like people getting ready that day over there. They're not. It's not even. So this time is 11:18, which is over an hour before the shooting actually took place. There's a whole bunch of different other shots. These two vehicles are the same two cars that he walks by when he's walking by the sawtooth fence. So if we zoom in on that, and then we go back to, let's go way back here. I'll show you. So right here, let me move it. There he is walking, and right here. So see, he's walking. There's a white vehicle that has that back, and then a blue vehicle right there, right? See that? He's walking by it. All right, so then you go back to the other shot that I was just showing you. On this one, see, there it is. There's the blue vehicle, and there's the back pickup thing. I mean, it's pretty crazy just even seeing that, you know. It's like that day. See, and this is September 10th at 11:18. So 11:18, this is literally 27 minutes before he walks by there. Isn't that crazy? I mean, you never get lucky enough to get the exact moment in time. I mean, every once in a while you do. But that's not the spot. It's right there. See the blue car and then that vehicle, that part of the car there. So he ends up walking by right here. What we're looking at in the other video is walking right between these two cars, right? All right, and then there's a couple other times. So there's one. This one is at 11:18. This video right here. And look, there it is. That's 11:18. Which is the same time frame that we were just looking at. And that car is right there. See that? And then we're going to see another one. And then this one here, watch it. See, it's not there. You see that? How it's blank? This is, that's a different day. They're showing September 24th, so it's unrelated. We're just waiting for the September 10th ones. That's September 18th. This one is September 10th at 11:26, and there it is. See, it's there at 11:18 and 11:26, same spot. Okay, but it was not there. It's not there before that, though, because there's another shot that they have at like 11:10, and the vehicle's not there. So it's really important. Like, that actually shows you that it moved there during the time that he would have returned back from his dry run to move the car. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. Perfect everything. So this one right here, I think they're showing. Let's see. That's when it's not there. See that? And this is, man, does he show it right before? There it is right there. So see how he's zooming in? It's not there. And this is at September 10th at 11:10. It's not there. So that means it got put there between 11:18 and 11:26, I think the other number was. Let's see, what is that? So this is 11. Hold on, that's later. It's this one right here. That's 11:18. And let's just play that again because it shows that other shot from the where it's sort of perpendicular to this. That's straight on, almost completely north-south oriented. And this is a different date. So whatever software this is, I don't know, but they have access to this. See, there was a whole bunch of shots of it. There it is. Okay. So that one is 11:26. So on here, this should actually say 11:20. I'm going to say, so between 11:18 to 11:26, but it could even be, you could even put 11:10, you know, because 11:10 is like the last time it was filmed. All right, so 11:10, it was not there, but it was parked there between 11:10, and actually parked there between 11:10 and 11:18, but then 11:26, it's still there. But yeah, I mean, I should just maybe just change that to 11:18. All right, there you go. This all making sense to you guys currently? I doubt we'll get more than 50, 80 people here watching. It's just, I don't know why, man. People want to watch these attorneys and so forth, and they suck. They don't know what the hell they're talking about on this case. If you want to sit there and just get the legal jargon bullshit, you go ahead. I know what's happened, what actually occurred. All right. Hey, I want to know about, what's the the DNA? What are they going to say? Ah, God, get the hell. Give me a break. So anyways, that's where we just saw images there that look like the vehicle. Now, let me show you this. In 3D Studio Max, okay, I purchased about, I don't know, 7 or 8 months ago, a 3D model of a 2013 Dodge Challenger, okay? So that's what I have right here. I think it costs like $70 or something. So I have it. There it is. I just bought it because I wanted to put it into my animations. So there's the Dodge Challenger. Now, I added in a daylight system in here. Not sure what just happened, why the color changed there, but I added a daylight system in here. And let's open that up. Go over here. And we've done this before on here for other cases. Thanks, Wild Bill Wassman and Randizzle Randy. All right, so there's a location segment here. I picked Orem, Utah. You can see it right there if you zoom in. I can't make it any bigger for you, but there's Orem, Utah. That's the location. Then over here on the right-hand side of the screen, which apparently you can't see, so let me go to a different monitor. This one. See, over here on the right-hand side, I have it at 11:26. That's when this photograph was taken. I believe. It was 11:26 or 11... Well, either way, 11:18 or 11:26, the sun barely moves, all right? And so I have it at 9 on September 10th, 2025, -6 UTC code, which is absolutely correct, and 11:26 a.m. All right, then I rendered this out. And after rendering it out, I brought it into this program, which is Adobe Premiere. So see this shot right here. I thought, well, what would it look like if we put it right next to this with the same sunlight, etc. on it? Now this part right here, I think, you know how this right there sort of looks like the car extends out? It doesn't. This right here is just part of the tree. It just happens to line up right there. So your mind goes, ooh, wow, look at that. There's this part out there. That's not part of the car. So this whole part right there is the tree. Do you get what I'm showing? It's even got the same color. This part right here is all tree. All right, so the car ends right there. Does that make sense? It's just it just happens that the tree ends right there, so it looks like the car is extending. Do you get it? I just want to make sure everybody sees it. Do you see it or what? Let's focus on this, you guys. You see it? All right. So I brought the vehicle and I used to preserve the shadow, which is really cool. Is I just brought the image into here. And then I used, I forgot what they even call it. It's sort of like let me see what I use. Hold on. It's called Ultra Key. They changed the name in Adobe Premiere. And so I was able to make a composite image by taking out the background, okay? So watch this. Hold on. That's going to be, hold on. You got to wait 2 seconds. All right. So it was my wife calling right when we're... All right, I'm going to move it forward here. And there it is. So let me put this in here. Look at this. You tell me that's not the same car? Look at the top of that car right there with that molding on there. 100%. I would say right now that this is 99.9% likely Tyler Robinson's vehicle. And then here's this. That's right there. And then right there is where this is. The darkness there makes you think that's the window, but it actually goes back to here. All right. And then look at this. This window's right back where that one's supposed to be, and the car ends right where the car is supposed to end. Can I get a boom? Yeah, so this is better than when I tried to do this before. And look at the shadow, by the way, you guys. Look at that. The shadow has the same angle coming off the car. You know, now it's hard to get it like exactly the same, but there it is. You see that? It's crazy. I might have the car like not on the ground or something in the other one, but it's the same angle coming off the vehicle. All right, so that's it. That absolutely is I mean, I think I can make, if I made this a little bit bigger, because it looks like it's a little, like maybe, let's see. Probably about right there, maybe. I don't know, let's see. It's hard to, in some ways I can see it's like right there. It's almost, maybe it's almost like you gotta, but you can just, what you can tell for certain is that this has the same sort of molding, and look at right there, right? That spot, that's right there. Even has like the same sort of, a similar shine coming out of it, even though that's brighter. But look at that. That's insane. What other car has this exact same thing? And that color, and just happens to be in that area? I would say that's like a 99%er. What do you guys think? Is there anybody in here that goes, I don't know, I don't know. That's, and by the way, it's hard to get it exact because this is an aerial photograph. It could be off to the right slightly, looking down. Like in some ways, it sort of looks like it's looking down but offset to the left because you can see a little bit of the tire there. But it's absolutely similar. See, like this side's smaller, so it does seem like it's slightly coming down. So what we could do is come into this program and then do something like this. Watch. What if I went like about like this? Maybe, something like this. Let's just see what that does. Let me reverse what I just did and make sure I'm just rotating. There you go. So about like that, maybe. And now I can just render it out and it'll switch it automatically, which is pretty cool. It's going to make the shadow not look quite right because the car is still on the ground in real life. I'm rotating the car just to get the shape. Looks like it made it kind of big. can't tell. Okay, it's back here, like that. I think it's smaller. And I just made it too small. You have to be so minute changes. But anyways, that's probably more, it's a little bit closer perhaps. I mean, look, you can even see the door, that thing on the door right there. I can't see the tire after I rotated it. Did it work? Let me see. Yeah, you can't see it on that either. And so that's not how you would have rotated it, because that screws up the shadow, right? So if you guys out there, if you're watching, if you want to help support the channel, that'd be great. We still haven't, we're not even really close to reaching the goal, because earlier we didn't make it on the, 5 hours of live stream earlier. So let's see if we can try to do it on this one. Seems like my channel, out of all of them, should be the one that's making it. You know, I actually do real investigative stuff instead of just staring at a, you know, like, well, how come they didn't do the, you know, it's just, we do stuff over here, okay? I just can't get the crowds. That's the problem. So there it is. I mean, everybody can see that. Clearly, this molding that goes around is right there on top of the Dodge Challenger model that I have. And it's right there too. So it's on both sides, symmetrical. There it is. It goes into the right spot, like right inside there. You have this little area right there that has a little shine extra to it. The sunlight's the same. The shadow's the same. Everything's the same. So that's the original one. It's from a website that, I guess it's, I don't know what they do there, but there's a guy that said, hey, I work for this certain kind of company, like a surveying company or something, and you know, and he had it. He sent this to me a long time ago, and they take aerial photographs just flying back and forth. It's an airplane. It's not a satellite image. They just fly back and forth in different cities and take more recent images for like surveying companies to be like, oh yeah, you know, instead of waiting for a satellite image from, you know, that you have from a year ago and you're waiting for a new one to come out. There's these planes that fly around and take aerial photographs. Yeah, so he sent me this and we kind of kept going back and forth, and I asked him if he could make me a, sort of a video of each of the images he's talking about. And but I already had this 3D model, so you know, we weren't sure, we weren't certain that that's what it was. But I think now I am, you know. I absolutely believe that this vehicle right here is, man, I wish I could just get rid of that tree part there, because it just screws up your brain when you're looking at it. But look how perfect it is, the shadow, if you just remove that tree right there. It's just perfect. So the odds of that not being the Challenger are very, very, very low. Okay, so let's take a look at, when you look at the map here, so it wasn't there at 11:10. Okay, so we have an image of the same spot at 11:10. It was not there. So look how perfect this all works now. So I'm just going to tell you the one part is that, and look where it is too. It's not like it's over here somewhere, whatever. It's on the same street that, which is 600 west, that he walks by when he's doing his dry run. It's just over past 800 south up this way. But I don't think that car was even there at that time. I think when he did his dry run, just watch this right. Let's just start with the dry run really quick. Let's say his vehicle was parked right here, for example, because they specifically do mention this street for some reason. So let's say it's parked on this street. maybe just anywhere, because it doesn't matter. He's not changing clothes at this point. He gets out of his vehicle and he walks this way. All right, and then let's just do it on here so we can just watch it at the same time. We're just going to start with the dry run. It's after all this. So hold on. It's after all this. Okay, this is it right here. So here's the dry run. It starts. He's walking at 9:57, and he's going to be walking by the same place where. I mean, it's so interesting because he's going to be walking by right next to where he threw his rifle and towel, and then eventually parks. He actually walks right by where he parks at 1 a.m. the following day, or 12 o'clock all the way to the following day. He's parked there, and then so he walks right by it. So he's checking it out, and then eventually on this same dry run, he actually throws his backpack in the woods, the same spot. So let's take a look. Here he comes walking. This is 9:57:49, and I have the whole thing. I actually went to this guy's house, and he gave it to me. I mean, I didn't even have a thumb drive, and he handed it to me. Yeah, it doesn't seem like when I ask for support anymore, it really has an effect. So, yeah, if you guys want to, follow Wild Bill Wassman's lead, that'd be great. But this guy right here, he gave me the video of the Dodge Challenger all the way from back there, all the way around. And then he also gave me the full video of Tyler Robinson walking. So there he is. You can see him. It's literally like over a minute long of him walking. He's got his maroon shirt on, his shorts, kind of a greenish khaki kind of deal. Thanks, Wild Bill and Haley. Hey, thank you. And there he goes. And it sort of stops when he's right over here. And we can go to that other footage we have, but I just kind of cut it off instead of watching it all the way around. And then here he is here. Now, if you notice, this didn't have any time frame on it. So Candace Owens came up and told everybody that it was 8:07. All right? But again, see that software that I was just using with the sunlight and the shadows? I applied it to this scene. What I did was I took, in 3D Studio Max, I put in a ground, I'll show you. So in this program, let's say you're like this, right? You hit the R key and it makes everything north-south oriented. So I went over and I got rid of all the lines and everything, and I took an image of this street right here, and then I put it into that same program. So once you put it in there, it's north-south oriented unless you rotate the plane that you put the image on. So it's north-south oriented. Then I put the daylight system in there, the same thing, -6, September 10th, and then I started looking at various time frames. And after doing that, comparing the shadows, it came out to 10:07 or 10:08. That's what matched the time. And really, I chose 10:08 because it took me, while I was there, it took me 9 or 10 minutes, I think it was 10 minutes to walk from that guy's house, right where he was walking by, to the spot where he spotted on camera walking. I think we have it right here. So I put it to be. So I think, let's see, if we go back to that previous shot. This one starts at 9:57. So you had 10 minutes, but it's also 53 seconds. So I had it start at 10 minutes from here, which makes it about 10:08, really, right? Because he walks around, and people didn't associate those two together, because they all said, oh, that other one was 8:08. But to me, it seemed like they had to be connected, and they did. See, there he is right there. This is 10:07. So this is what I've been telling everybody for months. How long have we been talking about this? When we talk about the case, this shot right there, how long do you think we've been saying that this one was actually 10:08? How long do you think that's been? I think it's been for like a month into the case at the latest. All right, and there, hey, thank you, Randizzle Randy. Right, months. So here he goes. He's walking, right? Now look at right here. This is something I pointed out at the time too, at least 9 or 10 months ago. So watch, see how his feet right there are about 3 feet away from the curb. Now watch when he walks over here. Look in the lower right there. He's right on the curb on that last shot. So that means he's cutting over the grass exactly the same way he does. And that's where I said, okay, he's doing a dry run here. He's going to go through the tunnel. He's going to go, into the parking garage and then exit. Now watch this. And then, right at this new information that came out, I was vindicated. Right there, look at that, 10:09 and 25 seconds. That means when he just walked from right over here, see that grass in the background? That's where he came from. So he walks down, and it's 10:09 and 25 seconds. So it absolutely proved that the information that I put out there was correct.
What we see. This is Mr. Robinson returning to the campus.
And so there he is going into the tunnel. This is then funny. The weird part is I said that this is what the video. It's going to show him go into the tunnel and through the parking garage and out and onto campus. And watch this.
From the neighborhood to the northeast.
Yep, and there it is.
You can see he's wearing the same clothing as in the previous video.
The dry run.
And he's carrying a blue backpack.
Striped clothing.
And there he is.
It's a maroon color t-shirt with...
I bet it might be better if I compare one of these. Because I think we should do that a little bit later from my video. Well, I don't have it exactly the same place as cameras. Mine's just placed in front of it.
Color t-shirt.
But then right here, he goes up these stairs. All right. Now, when he gets up to you'll see him come up. Right here. See that?
And what time did he return to campus?
And there's nobody walking around or anything. It's 10:10.
Does he leave the parking structure eventually?
He does, yes.
And
Okay. Now, this is where I knew that they screwed up somehow on the surveillance, or was just totally confused. Because I had to flip this around to get the right view. They have this wrong at the hearing. They had this flipped horizontally accidentally. The camera films it that way. Because notice now the time's backwards to get it right. Okay? Because when he's going up the stairs that are down there. And now watch when he goes up the stairs.
Do you know where
he turns left,
after
right?
He leaves the parking structure?
And I know that's correct because watch this. He goes through the tunnel right there. And then he just went over here and he turned right. And then he went up a set of stairs like this. And then he went up to this level right there. And then there's another set of stairs that go up there and then up again. And that's the camera that's filming him. So there's stairs on the left that are supposed to be going up. And there it is. See, boom, they're going up. And he walked right like this and then exited to the left. And that's exactly right. The way they had it, he was turning to the right and it's backwards. So I know I sent it to him. I said, you guys, you have this wrong. And they have it wrong 3 times in their surveillance. And then, okay, so so he goes apparently from there. They haven't showed us any video of that. But apparently he walks onto campus. And then he goes over to Chick-fil-A, which is, let's see, right here. It's one of the food companies inside there. That's the food court. Like if you're walking up on this little railing, there's a platform, a deck, whatever. And then you go inside and there's all kinds of different food. It even says Chick-fil-A on that pin right there. I wonder, see how that's what it looks like inside there? So that's where Chick-fil-A is. So we went there, And then I think they said that after that, they said he went over to this building over here, like the computer, or let's see, this building right here. Somehow he ended up over here in this building. And then he walks over this bridge and then out onto this area and then stands. Wait, no, excuse me. After he ate lunch, that's when he went to the wooded area. So after he ate lunch at Chick-fil-A, they said the guy that was testifying said he went across campus to the wooded area. And then when he came out of the wooded area, he didn't have his backpack on anymore. So from there, I think he probably walked around like this. You know, just kind of... That means he knew this campus like the back of his hand, by the way. So he walks over here, goes into this building, and, you know, maybe even into this building, and then he comes up to this level here, goes across, and then out right there, and then goes here. And then from there, he left campus, but they don't say he went over into the wooded area. So what I think he was doing was he was now going to test his theory out. Okay, if I leave an item in these woods, can I go get that item? Can I go get the item when I leave it in the woods from the other side? So after he left there, I think so they say he left just before 11. Okay, so keep that in mind. He left just before 11, right? So just before 11, he exits, the campus, and I think he ends up going over here somewhere. And then from behind over here, he walks down, because that fence right there takes you right down to where you would have put the gun or the backpack at this point. So he goes and gets his backpack, and he's like, okay, great, this is perfect. And then he remembers that he can just park there later and go get the gun. He's going to wait till it gets dark. All right, so then after he gets here, so let's say he leaves campus just before 11. He makes his way over here. He's probably there at like 11:02 or so. And then he makes his way down, gets his backpack, and he's back out by 11:05, 11:06 or something. Then he walks back this direction, probably 11:07, 11:10, 8 or so, gets into his car over here, perhaps, and then drives around like this, and then drives it right up here. It's not there at 11:10, but by God, it's there at 11:18, 11:26. And then he parks it right here for his final run, because he wants it away from campus and pointed away so he can just drive off into the sunset. Then he waits here till like 11:40. And the weird part is when we were just looking at that aerial image a minute ago. Watch this. This image right here. This one. He's in that vehicle right now while we're looking at that image. He's sitting in that vehicle right there. That's Tyler Robinson's literally in that vehicle right there. How weird is that? So he's sitting in that vehicle. So he's in there till 11:26. I'm sure he's in there 11:27, 11:28, 11:29, 11:30, 11, whatever. And so he gets out of the vehicle at probably 11:39 or something. So 13 more minutes after that image. And then he starts walking. He's obviously into his put the blue shirt on. He figured out a way either inside of his car or just outside of it to put the gun down his pants, etc. And then he starts walking this direction. And then we see him over here at 11:45. And then we see him walking down here to 11:48 here. And just not too long after that, he passes this house. It's crazy. Can you see how this is simple as hell, you guys? It's like a really simple thing to put together. Thank you, Haley. Thank you, Allie Cake, Wild Bill Wassman, and Tracy Von Brat. I want to say Brat. You brat. Tracy Van Brat. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really care about the turnaround time. They have a quick test they do, and they were able to. It's him, His DNA is all over the place. Did he have some chamomile tea? Yeah, that's something I'm not sure of. I'm not sure what DNA has to do with what we're talking about right here, you know? I mean, everything I just said, can you just see how that just makes sense? I think he put the backpack in the woods so he could get it later. Because wouldn't this camera wouldn't it have filmed him? This one right here. If he went to get the backpack from this side, it would have picked him up, walk over there. It didn't. So how did he get the backpack? Well, he must have came from this side and then realized, ooh, I can park here. Yeah. You know? Yeah. No, it's wild, you guys. I think this is it. This is... And the weird part is we got 129 people here. We should have 10,000 because this is the stuff that's the real case right here. But it's not going to happen. YouTube doesn't promote channels like mine. You can forget it. And even at the end of the day, it'll get like 1,500 views. You know, I know I sit here and complain a lot. I'm just really frustrated with the whole thing. I have put this. I have spent so much time on this case and put it all together for so long, and it's so accurate. I don't mean to, toot my own horn or whatever, but it's been absolutely ridiculously accurate the whole time. Where even things that you can sort of assume happened did happen. And there's video of it exactly the way I said the video would be. So it's like, I mean, maybe that's the problem, man. There's no mystery over here. You got to invent something that's, ooh. That's not what I do. I think I could work for any of those guys and be better than the people that work there. I'm not joking. I really, if you gave me a ton of video on something, I could put it together in a way that just is devastating. It's just truth. All right, so anyways, here we go. Back to the... So we were over here. Let's go back to... He's walking on the street there. This is 11:45. And you know what I think? I think he's on this camera again at... let's see. At the end. Like when he's leaving the crime scene... At 12:30-ish, 12:31 or 2 or 3, something like that. He's running up the street to the left, going to the left. And he might even be on this side, which would be a better shot, Because that's the side of the street his car's on. So there he is walking. And then he goes over to this street over here. I'll just speed it up a little bit. And that car right there, people thought, I even thought it was sort of interesting when originally it slowed down there. But what turns out there's a red curb there that's faint. So when the car pulled up, he thought, ooh, I could park here. Oh, shit, I can't. Because there's red paint on the ground. I've shown it on 360-degree video. So get all your friends over here. Quick, bring them over here. This is where they want to be if you want to know the whole damn thing. Oh, yeah, and so after he... What the hell? Man, that's stuck on there. So right there, look what time it is. Now it is 11:49 and 34 seconds. So I guess it wasn't 11:48 on that one. But there he is. That's exactly how he's walking when he goes up the stairs later. So watch this. Here we go. Can you guys see that? Or I can zoom in a little bit like this. This is what I don't... I agree with the judge on just do the original video. I don't like when TMZ does this. Just put out the video. Now, when you're explaining it to people, sure, And there he is right there. That's that's right after that. And then apparently he cuts across on the grass at like... I think it's 11:51. So there he goes. And see, this one I thought was really... I always thought this was interesting. Right here. I think he almost has a I think once he realizes he's on campus here, he's going to do what he wants to do here. Now watch what he does. He's right there, and he goes, I don't know, shit. Crap, I'm going to do it. I think that's exactly what he's doing there. Because there's no reason, like if there's somebody down there, you're not going to walk. He's already walking among people with all the stuff. It's just sort of a weird thing to see there. And then from there, I'll go up in the air here, and he just turned right there onto the grass. So the shot that we were just looking at is about like this. So then he turns onto this grass right here. And then he goes over this little bridge. And then he walks around and then comes onto this, onto the parking lot here. And then he walks right to there. And that's where we're at right now in the video. He's standing right there at the top of the tunnel.
And why, well, let me ask you this. You believe this is Mr. Robinson returning to campus?
I do, yes.
Okay. And why do you believe it's Mr. Robinson?
The shoes are the same, and the images that we have.
I haven't been watching anybody. I can't tell if somebody's stealing my stuff now, but they do. But hey, guys, if you could please help support the channel, we need a couple challenges tonight. If we can do that, that'd be great. We have had none of those. We've only got 2 gifted memberships, and just kind of struggling again. So if you guys can please help support the channel, that'd be great.
From my viewing and seeing Mr. Robinson on the video, it's the same person.
He's noticeably wearing different clothing.
He is.
Yeah, I don't need to. I'm just going to do my own speaking. Yeah, so he goes into the tunnel, and if you look up there, it's 11:56 and 12 seconds. And so when I walked from the top of the stairs that he ends up leaving, it only took me less than 3 minutes to walk from the garage to the Losi Center building. Or at the point where you see me, like at 12:02 that they have him at. Right? So it only took me less than 3 minutes, but I'm not limping like he walks really slow, Okay, J-Pop, you're so much smarter than everybody, man. I don't think about any of those things, man. Thanks, guy. All right, here we go. This is 11:56 and 15 seconds. So look how slow he's moving. And then he goes up the stairs. Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't remember that part. But anyways, he looks another direction, then he goes up. And he's kind of just looking around. What the hell is he doing? Yeah, he's not a smart criminal. Nobody's giving him credit. I said I think he almost didn't do it. You can't dispute that he does that turnaround thing. There's no reason for it other than a second thought. All right, so here he goes. He's going up this set of stairs. And then the next shot is one that I had to flip horizontally again. See that? They had it the other way around, so he starts going to the right, and that doesn't make sense. This is the correct shot right here. And then right there, he goes outside. All right, now let's show. I'm not sure why I have this one up there. Let's see. Yeah, I guess that's kind of like the next. That's all we had at the time. But now I can fill that in, so we do have more information. So maybe we can put that in there. Put it on here. Or one of these. That was the one from the other day, right? Guess I'll have to go try to find it. Alright, but anyways, he goes up the stairs right here, and then he exits the building. Like that. And then what we're looking at here is, see, right here is the tunnel that he just went through. And then he made his way over to the other side. And then he went up he went around the corner and upstairs. And then up another set of stairs that put him on this level, because that's all below ground. And then he came out this door right there. Apparently, on his dry run when he did that, he talked to a couple Turning Point USA people. Hey, thank you, Micro Pharmacy or Farm USA. And then he walked this direction. He walked up like this and around. Now I can show you the whole damn thing. Okay. I mean, I'm just doing this because I think it's like a public service almost. Like, hey, you guys, this is it. All right, here is me. That's the guy's house that had the surveillance footage on it. So I think I keep going. Let me just move. Let me move to where we're at. So this is where that sawtooth fence is at 11:45 that he's walking by. See that sawtooth fence? We just passed it. That's the intersection he waited at. There's the sawtooth fence behind me there. And then he walked this direction, and then he goes to the next street and turns. And now we're on the street. We just came from right over there, down like this, and then towards me. And we're walking like this, and now we're getting into where the TMZ. I'm just going forward a little bit here. See those fuchsia plants? That's where we see him start walking when he first came in. And then it's this house. That house right back there was the first one to pick him up. This is the second one. And then from here, you just go over to the grass there. Let me just move it forward. This is a massive video. It's 22 gigabytes because it's 360 degrees. But see, there's a little bridge that you came down right there. And we're going this direction. And then when you get down there, you go right through this parking lot. I kind of slowed down a little bit because I was trying to... I sort of started to go on the other parking spot, but that wasn't right. So we walk like this. And then there's the tunnel. And now we're going... Well, let me go back a little bit. So there's the tunnel, and I'll just move a little bit forward. So right up here is where he got on his phone right here. You see that? Thank you, Wild Bill Wassman. There's the camera right there. Can you see it? Right there. If I hit pause, there's the camera that filmed him at the top of the stairs right there. You go through the tunnel. And this will show you exactly what he does on the final run. It's right here. And right there is the camera that we see when we show him coming towards the camera, and then he goes around this corner here. And I told you that they would have all that footage, and now we're seeing it. And then this is the camera that filmed him coming up, the one that we saw the images of him early on in the case. He's coming up these stairs, right? Then he goes around the corner here and up. Now this camera up here is the other one that they flipped accidentally. Right there, that's the one that films, and see how you go out to the left, not to the right. That's why it had to be flipped. Does that make sense? And then he walked down this direction. This is the grassy area that you see in the shot of him walking in the parking garage, the green area there. Hey, thanks, Wild Bill Wassman and Stephen Connerly. I think I know this case is just like Koberger or Delphi. It's like it all makes sense to me. There isn't one element. I guess I'd love him to tell me why the AR-15 round is on that one roof, but there's no angle or anything. You know, like, was that from an officer that was up there, you know, at some point or what? But it doesn't mean anything. I mean, what difference does it make? I mean, it's like it doesn't mean anything. Hey, thanks, Tammy McDonald, for the nice comment. And notice the route that I'm taking avoids steps. You see how difficult it was for him to go up steps or down steps? It really isn't something he wants to do. So let me go back a little bit. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is the same. He came out over there. You guys see that? Back there. He came out right back there. And now he's walking forward. Now he's going to go up this way, because it avoids, it's just a slow up slope instead of walking over there where you have to go up a set of steps again, right? So he's going like this. I know you could, Phyllis. I guarantee you could, because I could when I got there. Even back then when I went in October. We already gone over this so many times that it was... Anyway, so you're right here. See, he didn't have to go up these steps because of that route. Now, all he has to do is this little short set of steps here, which is very simple. And now you're avoiding another set of stairs that you would have to go. If he'd kept going that direction, he'd have to have gone up this massive steps, right? See that, like that whole section right there? That would have been crazy to have to walk up all those. But he doesn't have to now. He just has to go up this one little segment right there. So this is why I feel like he went exactly this way, using logic, reason, and common sense. And then he walks around. Hey, thanks so much there, Tammy McDonald, for the comment and the super chat. And look, see, now it's sloped up over here. Now these people are like, hey, how come the person disappeared when they walked over there, Gray? Because there's a guy that disappears in the surveillance shot. You know why? Because there's a hill over here. You go down there and you're just totally out of view. So he walked down there and he disappeared. Of course. These people don't care. You can explain it to them 7,000 times and it just doesn't matter to them. Now look at this, is 12:02. It only took me 3 minutes. However, if you go back to when he did it, so let's go back to, yeah, there he is right there. So he exits right around 11:56 and 4 seconds. But he shows up at 12:02. So it took him 6 minutes. So he's walking much slower, you know, like, 60% of my speed. So let me see if I can find, I kind of want to go look for the video that we just got. Is it this one? Or is it in here? Yeah, this one has all the other stuff on it too. No, it doesn't. Where the hell's the one from the other day? Is it 42? No. I can go find it. I forgot I've downloaded it. Alright. So let me just go back to the manual where we were walking around. So this is pretty amazing. So if you haven't seen this kind of footage before, this is how simple it was for him to do what he did. That's why he said to his mom, it's stupid that he's going there. Not like, I don't want him to go there. It's stupid. Well, why would it be stupid? Because it's so easy for him to kill him. That's why he said that. He said, it's stupid that he's going there because of that. No other reason. Yeah, I don't really care about the, we can sit there and talk about should have done this, should have done that. It's irrelevant at this point. It doesn't mean anything. Yeah, people do that a lot in cases. They run out of stuff to talk about, so they start blaming the process or something else, and it's like, hey, let's just focus in on Tyler Robinson. Why do you need a drone person? Because there's psychos. How about we get rid of the psychos like Tyler Robinson? How about we do something about them instead of needing a drone to fly around? Why can't women go to a park at 10 o'clock at night and jog? And why don't we do something about the psychos that are in the park? How about that? Wouldn't that be great? I always thought it was funny how that girl was like shocked that somebody opened the door for her. She was like, oh my God, it was bizarre. But look at this. You just walk outside and you walk up these stairs right here, right? Yeah, I think the bullet yawed in the air and sort of slapped his neck, basically. So look how easy that was, you guys. Walk right up those stairs. This is where he came up. And then this fence was not there, nor was that security camera thing. And he just stepped right over that. I mean, look, I even put the camera over there so you can see it. All right, like that. And he went right there and assembled the rifle, got up and ran to the corner of the roof over there. Now, what that looks like is, let me show you that one. Which one did I do that one? That was... Yeah, I've got the handprint. Yeah, maybe that one. Yeah, there we go. Okay, well, here we go. This is a pretty good way to look at it. Let me just start it. Let me go back a little bit. All right, so right now I'm hovering. I mean, look at that. That's where Tyler Robinson was. I don't even remember looking at this, but he was right there behind that wall putting that rifle together. All right, then now I'm pulling away from it. That's Paramount Tactical right there. And then he just ran like this to the corner of the roof over there. And so I'll move it a little bit further over. Now I'm over to this part. He was laying down right there. And he shot, probably like right there even. And then he shot Charlie Kirk right down there. Okay. And then we can just look around. There's the atrium there. And there's the spot over there. You see that? I don't know. Seems just like a dumb person. He knew it was really easy for him, especially during the Kirk, you know, his event, because everybody's over there. Like, there was probably not a soul around him at the time. You sound like you're a fan of his or something. Yeah, so if you go over here and... so after the shooting, he stands up from right there. I think it's right here, though. Right there. He gets up, and then he runs around the atrium over there. Now, remember when I filmed the handprints on the roof? So again, he got up from right over there, and he ran right towards here. And then he goes around the back of the atrium. Have any of you guys that are new here ever seen any of these shots before? The answer is no. All right, so then you come around here, and there's the little light area where he runs across, and then he lowers himself down. Very easy shot for him. Yeah, they did. They did release it. They just didn't. It was too hard to see everything, but they did. So anyways, it's right there. But any chance of avoiding these massive lulls in here? We didn't do very well during the 5 hours today, and on this show, we're only at 1/5 of a nightly goal. So if you guys have the ability to help support the channel, that would be great. At the end of each month, out of the income from the channel, I also donate thousands of dollars, and that's the only way to have that happen, is if you guys are, you know, generous towards me doing the shows. I don't really know how else to say it, you know. So we just keep having these big lulls where we don't make it. All right, so right when it comes out over, look at this, watch. Bing, and then right down. Oh, there it is, right there. See, that's where Tyler Robinson came down. Those are his handprints, his fingers. I think his foot did this one, like the angle part of his foot, because it was just barely balanced there. This is probably where he dragged the, like his backpack, or not the backpack, the towel, etc. off. See right there? And maybe, yeah, there's a little bit closer. That's not related, that one. All right, so we got that. Then this one. See, it's always so, I don't know, demoralizing when I do my pitch and not a soul jumps in. It's just like, geez, like, why even ask? Here's the 4 right there, the 4 fingerprints. And see how clear those are? Because I went up there randomly. I just put the camera up there. And when I went home, I was like, holy crap. Are those his fingerprints? And I went and watched the video, and that's exactly where he puts his left hand this is where, well, thanks, Wild Bill Wasserman, but it'd be nice if other people helped, Pretend my channel's a conspiracy channel, you guys. Okay? That'll be great. We'll probably make the goals then. But right, it looks like they, rubbed something back and forth here to get DNA. And they may have done the same thing here, like swab down each of these finger areas. But that's definitely him. 100% matches right where he put his hand, put his foot, etc. Thanks, Wild Bill Wassman, Alley Cake, and Tammy McDonald. Yeah, hey, thanks, Tammy. Appreciate it. And Wild Bill, thank you. You're always, and Alley Cake, to be honest, she's always helping out. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Man, it's just so, it's really a kind of a demoralizing feeling. It's like, how do you make it on YouTube? When I was doing well, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the algorithm took me out of the Charlie Kirk case because I didn't cover it for a while. And I don't do conspiracies. So even when I was covering it, I maybe would get 300 people watching. If you can get 7,000 watching and make a ton of ad revenue, and you wouldn't have to ask for a nickel from a soul because everybody's like, "Ooh, yeah, you're on the right path," and they're sending hundreds of dollars, 300, 500, it's incredible. I do a show, and it's scraping and clawing for every nickel. I mean, it's just, it sucks. Yeah, I like the thumbnail, too. I mean, I put a good thumbnail out there. It's weird. So, anyways, we've got the, there it is. So in this case, you want to know the things that I am the first person, and I was the one who discovered them? These handprints. That was me. I'm the one that came out with this first. I came up with the dry run time was actually, there was a dry run done. It was 10:07 on that surveillance footage. I came up with the, there's like 6 or 7 different things. I got it. Oh yeah. I didn't come up with it. Somebody sent it to me, but I put it together. The Dodge Challenger. I've come up with all of the different routes, etc., the absolute route that he took, just based on a little bit of information that we got. Because what's weird is that route that I just showed you that I walked right there, that wasn't out there. But that is the way he went. I mean, that wasn't out there. That wasn't something they said. They just said he went up into the parking garage, and then he shows up by the Losi Center building. So I figured out that he walked down that little alley there, and exactly how he got up there, and then came around the front. That part, I was the one who got the long video of the Dodge Challenger and the long video of him starting his dry run. There's like 15 more things I could say. It's just, it's crazy, but nobody cares, man. They'll just take it from you and pretend, oh, look what I found! Sick. Hey, thanks, Haley. And if-thens. Yeah, if-then statements. Yeah, that's a cool name. I like that one. Tracy Von Brott. Yeah, the basic of computer programming are if-then statements. Let's see. Yeah, anyways, thank you guys for that. We're still, yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, so we had. I want to put together the footage from, the rest of that footage. Now I don't remember what it looked like. Was it this one? It was the one that has the car. I think it's in here. If I go to Premiere, because it's the one where the car is driving at night. This one. So it's in this clip somewhere. Let's see. Yeah. So it's, and that one's interesting too. But let me just pull this over here for a minute and put it there and see if I can. Yeah, there you go. So I can go way back in there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is the stuff that we need to add this into my timeline, and then we can zoom in and see what we can see. But it matches my animation, I can tell you that. So there's this, and then I'll move it all the way to the end of this. Okay, I'll just do it like that. And let's move it over to here. Yeah, then he goes up the stairs, and then after that, yeah, the next thing that there would be is this. And then after that is that, yep. Except no, that's not really, it isn't the order. So hold on. I think the order is, then after this shot right there, after he runs into the woods, the next one is actually the TMZ shot where he's running. Oh, is that it? Let's see. Yeah, there it is, right here. Okay. You know, it kind of sucks because they do have better footage, so I think I should throw in, the footage that they released a while ago. I should probably put that in and replace what they just put out because it's much clearer. So right there. Hey, thanks Alley Kick and Wild Bill Wassman and everybody up there, Haley, Tracy, etc. If then, z. Okay, here we go. We're going to go all the way to the end. To this. Alright. Yeah, that's weird because they have more of it though. Shit. You know what we could do is we'll just edit it in so we can see the cars driving by, and then we'll try to time it up where it's exactly the same. See that silver car is right at the edge of the pole there, so we could do that. And so then we'll move this, and I'll put it in place. I think it's like right after, yeah, so we have this. There he is. Yeah, so there he is on the roof up there. Okay, I'm going to have to, let me cut this away and move it there, and then put the one I just got in here. Maybe I can, right when I see him climbing down, maybe, oh, there he is. So I can see him right over there. He's on there. See how blurry that is? It's ridiculous. But let's see, right when he hits the ground, maybe. That sucks. I can see him right there. I'm going backwards now. I mean, it's such a, look how crappy that is, though. And you can't even see him. Okay, so it's kind of like, right, let's go back. Okay, you can see him right there, right? So why don't we pick it up right when he comes around the side of the building? That's probably a good place to, right there, boom, okay. So there he is, and then right there he's not. So I'm going to cut that out and use good video now. I mean, this is so much clearer. This is how, the video quality that is actually available is 100 times better than filming a monitor in court. Okay, right there. We can just pick it up from there. Alright, and we'll slide that right over. So now it's like that. Yeah. You gotta really like zoom in here. What's it doing over here? Yeah, so it's way up there. It's crazy. You know, so it's gonna look like the way I'm gonna do it. Okay, 44. Yeah, there it is. 44, 46. Now he's running over here, so the time's good. And then right there, you can see he's putting down the towel and the rifle together. Then he lifts. Look at that. I mean, that's one of the frames that I always tell people to look at, but they just, it's something else. Look at right now. See, right now, the end of the gun is over here, and it's dropping down the towel at the end of it. Okay? And then he pulls it with him. But then look at what he goes down. And then right here, look at that. I mean, what else do you think that is right there? That's a fully extended rifle. Right there. It's just, even this is blurry, but you can see it right there. See that? And there it is. And then he has it in his right hand. See that elongated item? Now you can't see the barrel because it's too thin to pick up on camera. We saw that in the Kester example when he was running outside too. But look where his hand is, by the way. So look at that right there. Isn't that crazy? His left arm. So let's just do that again. Right there, his hand is on the roof. But then he drops it just for a moment to that next ledge. And that happens to be right there. That's where he put his hand right there. And his foot was on this one. He has his hand there and he puts his foot on this ledge and then he jumps. And then watch this little spot right there. When we're looking at the surveillance footage, let me go back up a frame or two. Now look at his right foot right there. See how the corner of his foot is hitting the edge of the railing there, or whatever you call that, the edge there. See his right foot? And then look where that right now he drags across the rifle a little inside of that. But look where his right foot is, and then inside of that is this. And look where his left hand is right now. See how he has his hand there, and then he goes, oh, and then he jumps. All right, so what you just saw right there is exactly what this is. That's where his foot hit. This is where that towel was. This is where his left hand was. You get what I'm saying? Could I get a boom chakalaka? Come on. That's absolutely 100% right there. All right, now watch this. Here we go. This is now he's going to the ground. Boom. He lands. Now, in the document, it says he lands and picks something up. He never picks anything up. He lands and he already has it in his hand. What he picks up is a pair of glasses that are on the ground. His glasses that he's wearing. I mean, hell, I think he's got his glasses on right there. And when he hits the ground, boom, they fall off. And now watch this. Oh, shit. Let me get my glasses. You see that? Then he puts them up. Watch what he's doing with his left hand while he's running. See, he's over here and he's running. And look you can even see the damn glasses for some reason. I mean, that's what that is right there. I mean, that little darkness is. So watch this. God damn it. The thing gets stuck onto the mouse for some reason. Okay. So look at that. He reaches up. He's kind of going like this. You know how you flick around the glasses to try to get it to work? That's what he's doing right here. Look at he's like, oh, yeah. And then right there, boom, he put them on his face. Right there. He put the glasses back on. Right there. He's putting them on his face. Making sure everything's fine. I mean, I don't know, you guys. This is so simple. And by the way, let me go back to when he's on the ground and he's getting up. Let's go back a little bit. Now watch where you can see the gun in some of these shots. Watch this. Right there. Like, how about that one? What in the hell do you think that is? Huh? It's there. And then he reaches down, gets the glasses, and he runs. And he's just kind of holding it, letting the towel dangle. He's trying to make it look, as natural as possible. And then look he's got it. He's holding it with his right hand. See, that's why I hate when they make their own little zooms, because you can't do what you want to do. And so look at that one even. See? That's not his arm, unless he's made up of half praying mantis. All right, and then he's going, the praying mantis man. Now look right over here. This one over here is pretty interesting because on this one, he has the rifle next to his left leg and he's trying to hide it. So he walks swinging the rifle with his leg. Okay, you want to see that? If you disagree, let me know, but watch this. See that? He's swinging it with the leg right there, trying to get control of the situation. All right, and now he's like, ah, shit, okay, now I got to get across the street. All right, so now, oh yeah, now we got to time it up with that car. Okay, here we go. Hold on a second, because that's where our video pretty much ends. We could time it up with that. Yeah, so that is it. All right. So it's that van, the second van back. Okay, right there. I'm going to cut that out. Okay, is it this one? Yeah. Yeah, I see him running over there. And he's kind of making his way. And then, okay, I can see the two cars that we're dealing with. There's the first one. And then right there, maybe a little bit more. Right there, there's the second one. So then we're going to cut that one to there. And then move that to here. Okay. Okay, so there he is. Walking. Right there, I mean. Here he comes. And then here comes the vehicles around the corner. And then we're going to, it shifts over to the new video that's out, which isn't anywhere near as clear, but you can see stuff. So here he is right over here. And, oh man, see, God, you idiots. Oh, jeez. I'm not sure what happened right there. Where am I? Is this, okay. Let me go back a little bit. Okay, that's where that van goes by. So he's still standing there. And I think he's right there. I think. But you can see movement. There he was. And then this one, there he is right there. Okay, let me slightly go back. I'm going backwards now. See him over there running on the left-hand side of the screen? Can you see that? He's right there. And now he's running across the street. Now, if you notice, he does not show up ever again in here or anywhere. You know why? Because he went down there. See, look, you can just see him right there. See him? He's still right there on the left. See that guy running there? So one little figure, he's running. And then nothing. And I told you guys that for months from the beginning. I said, watch, they have a surveillance footage that'll show him going over there, but that they can't see him continue through the trees. So that's how they know that he went into the woods. Had he continued walking over there, they probably wouldn't even have checked the woods, because the woods wouldn't have meant anything. All right? So he goes over into the woods there. Now, I'll show you this. That's why this channel is covering this the best, but people just don't know. So here we go. I'm going to show you this one right here, the wooded area. All right, we're moving into this one. So here is what Tyler Robinson just did. He jumped off of that roof, landed right there, okay? And he went like this. I actually have fun doing these things and making them. I just wish it was like people were, you know, wanting to join the channel, wanting to support the channel, etc. for this kind of stuff. You know? Let me get rid of these two little markers over here. They make it so it pops around. And so we go like that, and then boom, I'm going to go back again. All right, so again, we just ran from right over there, jumped down, ran across here, and then here's that little area with the rocks on it. And basically, right when it got to here is when that van drove by. Okay, so right around in this time frame is when the van drove by. So it came by, zipping by right here. And then he makes his way right over here. And so he ran. I'm just kind of walking across. Apparently, I don't mind getting hit by cars. But anyways, you come over here and see how it drops down? So that's how they know he went down in there, because he didn't show up again. And I think he went right there. Okay? I actually think he put his backpack up there too on his dry run. And I think he put the gun. I'll show you exactly where I think he put the gun. Alright, so we're going to I'll show you what it looks like down here. So I don't think in any way, shape, or form he put his gun up in there or anything like that. That just seems stupid. Really easy to see where he, if you walked in there, they're not really that dense of bushes. This is what it looks like. Is there anybody in here that's just watching my channel for the first time, or is it just like the same? So anyway, there was a wooded area there. I mean, sure, maybe up in there you could put it, but it just seems like you're exposing yourself. You're too easily seen there, all right? But I just kept walking down, kind of looking at it. All it is like a little hill that goes up into somebody's yard. When they call it a wooded area, it makes it sound like it's a park. All right, so I'm walking back this way now. And I showed this the other day, and me and Paramount Tactical actually, when he and I both did it, walked all the way up to the spot where Tyler Robinson's car was parked. I mean, literally the exact same thing he would have done. All right, so we're right here, and you go up this fence line. See this? This is how easy this is. I think this is exactly what he did. He probably crouched down a little bit, and then he continued forward through here. I'm just going to move it forward. So I'm walking up, and I think, you know what I think? I think he put the rifle into this bush. Look how thick that bush is right there, and how easy it is to get to, and yet if you hit it in there well, nobody would find the damn thing. But he had the towel and the gun, and he put it into that bush. It's right on his stairway, too. Except very few people even use this thing. But see that? Look at how thick this bush is. It's perfect. And you have these stairs right next to it. And then when you walk up these stairs here, this is how he would have got down to get his backpack. I think he stuffed his backpack right there. And you make it right there. Now on the map, when you look down at it, so here's the wooded area. As we just saw, he jumped off the Losi Center building right there, ran across, just like I showed you on my 360-degree video, and then he went into the wooded area right here. And then up, and I think he, put the rifle and the towel basically where I am. See where it says where I made it? That's how far I made it up into here. There's the grassy area that you see right there. See on the right there? Grassy area. And that's that little lawn right there. And so if you just walked a little bit further, it puts you right into this driveway. See this? Now watch this, you guys. This is where he parked that night. And then on the video, you see him moving this direction. So doesn't that seem clear that he then wanted to go down to get the gun, but he kept seeing the flashing lights of a vehicle down on the street? There you go. Yeah, I mean, everything's tied together. It all makes sense. So what do you think of that? All right. I wonder if you guys are actually watching. Yeah. So now we have on his dry run, he put his backpack in the woods, and I think he came up somehow. After he went up to to scout out the spot. He left campus somehow. So he may have walked over like this. And believe it or not, there's this other place. I think this parking lot over here, by the way. So there's a parking lot here, and there's a little trail that you can take, I think, from behind here. Right there, I think. So So you walk up here, and then you come out, and you're right there. And it takes you to the street that he was on. So it could have been that that's how he did it that time. And he walked over here to, test it out and go down and get the backpack from up here. And then later he thought, oh, cool, I can do the same thing. Yeah. Thank you, Ash Leela Smith. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. The only reason he thought it didn't make sense. See, Baron Coleman apparently mentioned me again today because I was the one that figured out the flipped video. That means he's watching my shit, right? And what's stupid about it, he probably pretended that it was confusing to him too. He doesn't even know the inside of that garage. I can just guarantee you, he doesn't know. He doesn't look at it. Doesn't give a shit. Anyways, all right. Who's gonna do the one challenge tonight? We need 2 of them, but who's gonna do 1? We just need a challenge to get moving here. The full day today didn't produce, so we need the support from the freaks watching the channel. Thank you. Let's see. I don't know. Why would you call the cops? He's just sitting around in the car. See, why do you, when you make comments like that, Cindy, you make it seem like there's some kind of a conspiracy. Ooh, wow. He sat in the neighborhood all night and no one called the police? Question mark. He was there from, that's exactly what they like to hear over there on Candace Owens' show. Something you dig into. It means absolutely nothing. And by the way, they only had him pull up in front of the home at 12:47 a.m. and he drove away at 1:35. So everybody's asleep. So who's doing the challenge? We need to have one. Well, it doesn't matter though, Cindy. There's no conspiracy, so they didn't see it. Okay? There's no conspiracy. Anyways, so then at 6:36 in the evening, he drives by right there and almost turned into there, but he probably saw that it was full of cops and they might ask him some questions, so then he drove this direction. They don't show where he went after that, but he probably drove down into here and maybe drove around and, he maybe even just took off and went to Dairy Queen at that point. What do you mean I meant? I never said that he stayed there all night. Yeah. I'm just saying, we've gone over this before. It's 12:47, and then he left at 1:33 while sitting there. He got on his phone at 1:33 and did a Google search. And we've all known from the beginning that they're going to have phone information because he obviously was on his cell phone right before the tunnel. That's been known. People make it seem like they were really sleuthy, saying, "Oh, they're going to have really good cell data because he was on his cell." Yeah, we know. It's obvious. Well, I know. You know, there's no conspiracy, but when you bring stuff like that up, that's what it sounds like. There's no reason to question those kind of things. It's just the way it is sometimes, Nobody saw him. That's it. Did the cops find they said they found it on the 10th. They said that in court yesterday. So they found it on the 10th sometime. They don't say the time. I wish they would say that. That'd be great. Wow, there we go. Thank you. From Staffy Mom 26. Very cool. Thank you. Wait, hey, do I have is it on? Oh, I just missed it. Oh, man. I was going to flip over there and hear the... Oh, shoot. Oh, well. We could have heard the... Da, 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 da. Maybe it sounds a little bit better when it's playing, right? Anyways, thank you so much there, Staffy Mom. Very cool. Been a huge struggle the last couple days. Oh, what the heck? Are you sure, Phyllis Watson? You're always helping out so much anyways. But look at that. Phyllis Watson said she'll do a 5 for $5. That'd be cool to get a challenge going. So if 5 of you gift 1 channel membership or 1 $5 super chat, she'll donate 5 all by herself. That's a good way to support the channel. It's 2 for 1 on your end. And it also gives memberships to people out there that don't have one and wanted to jump in, become a channel member. So that'd be awesome, you guys. So who's going to get started? We need 5 channel memberships gifted. Oh, there's one by... Here we go. Let's do it. There we got one by Tracy Von Rod. Tracy Von Rod put the first one in $5. Who's got the 5? 5, 10. We need 10. We need 10, 10, 10. Oh, we got 10 by Staffy Mom 26. We got 10. We need 15, 15, 15. Who's got 15? We got 15, 25, 5. Randizzle Randy. Randizzle Randy comes in with the 15. We need 20, 20, 20, 20. And there we got 6 kids. Oh, and sold to Alley Cake. 6 Kids UK and Alley Cake. Sold to Alley Cake. All right. Thanks, guys. That was cool. But how good was that auctioneer? Come on. That guy is so good. I don't know what his name is, but you find him online. I don't know if he's still alive, but man, he was freaking amazing. He was like, well, just listen to him. Listen.
I'm fired out of it now, 10 down, 15, on the mind, better dung bear on 15, I better dung bear on 15, 20, I better dung bear on 15, better dung bear on 20, down 5, better dung bear on 30, and 30, and 30, 25, better dung bear on 30, you want to put 30, sir, 25, ma'am, you're out, I better dung bear on 25, better dung bear on 30, 30, now 5, I'm 35.
Yeah, I used to just listen to that guy. But everybody hit that like button too for me, would you? All right, here we go. Hit that like button, 10, 20, 25, 30. Hit that like button, 40. Do our F50. Hit that like button, 60. Use your nose, use your toes, whatever blows. Hit that like button. It's the easiest damn thing to do in the world. You literally just take your finger and press the button. Use your nose, use your toes, whatever blows. All right, there you go. I'm not going to hit it, Gray. Don't tell me to hit the like button, you bastard. Hey, thank you so much up there to Phyllis Watson. And by the way, you guys, I think at some point, when are you going to be done with that book, by the way? We're going to have to, I think every freak should buy her book. And don't worry, I don't get a nickel from it. I'm just, I think you guys should buy her book when she sells one. Do you have any humor in your book, Phyllis Watson? Because you're hilarious. I mean, you should, is there any sort of something in there that's like that personality in there? Oh, the book is done. That's right. That's right. What's the name of it? That's right. Well, I thought you had a new book or something that you were working on. Wasn't there a new one? I don't know. It's weird. I thought she saw a documentary that said nobody knows where the auctioneer chance originally... Oh, really? Huh. Yeah, it is kind of weird that it got like that, right? Yeah, right. She told me a while back that she's working on a book. But I guess she already wrote one. You saw a documentary that said nobody knows where the auctioneer chance originally came from. Huh. I probably would have started it. Hey, sending a super chat, sending a super chat. Yeah, anyways, thank you guys. Really appreciate it. All right, so we were over here. We were still working on, let's get this all dialed in over here. So there he goes. He goes over there. And then after that, what would be next on the footage? Yeah, so then after that is this portion. Remember that? The TMZ video where he's running behind. So after he goes into the wooded area, look right up here. at the top of the screen, I think we already passed it, so let me, is that the one? Oh, there he was. Oh, man. So let me see if I need to go back a little bit. Yeah. So for some reason, they only picked it up right there. But there he is. He's back here, moving around. And so there he is, moving. Let me just make it go forward. There he goes. And see, TMZ, you're a joke, man. Just put the whole damn thing out. You could see him come out of the woods over there. And then over here, he comes running out behind here. Now, it sort of looks like he has shorts on, but I don't know. I always thought he had shorts on, but he could just have a pair of jeans on. The same one, and I think he just took his shirt off. He had the maroon shirt on underneath the dark shirt. Okay, I'm actually going forward here. You can see people moving. So he takes a little extra time back there. And that's why law enforcement was looking into those bushes. I think there must be some I'm missing here. I'm playing it forward. There he is. See him up there? He comes around. He should have been there a lot earlier than that. Now, it sort of looks like he has pants on there, right? Because it's dark on the lower half of him. But then look at that. That looks like almost like a completely bare leg with a white shoe on it. So it's hard to, and then it looks like he's purely got shorts on in these ones. See those? Right? You guys see what I'm looking at? Like right there, it looks purely shorts. But then, and then right there, it looks dark. That looks like jeans. I mean, how weird is that? It almost looks like a shapeshifter. See right there, it looks like dark, 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 and then boom, light, 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 all the way to there. So it's kind of like, I don't know. It sort of looks like shorts even around that corner over there too, but it is what it is, So that's him leaving. So what I think is, so after that, that's right here. So he must have came over here by the ROTC building and then around like this. So that first part where we first see him is right here. Right there at 12. I'm just guessing that's like 12:29. And then he comes running around over here and then he exits right over there. And then he probably, because of where the car was parked, since we figured that out earlier, he turned right there. And then he ran this way and then up this way to his vehicle. You guys want to like mathematically, like we can figure, I think we can just absolutely try to dial this in to a point where it's like, okay, man, that fits perfectly. And by the way, yes, working on getting a paperback published too, though. Well, make sure, Phyllis, that you tell me what your link is to the video. The damn link is. We got to get that out there. I'll buy one. But you should also write like a humor, like some sort of a book that allows you to be your funny. You got like a funny way of thinking of stuff. I don't mean in a weird way. I mean like you humorously visualize things. Oh, Elizabeth Moon. That's her name up on there. Your pseudonym. Yeah, he said he changes in the woods, right? I think he took his shirt off. I don't know if he switched to shorts, though, because he does have on jeans later. But he could have taken those off. He may have switched into the jeans when he went to... you know what he probably did? Well, no, because he already had the jeans on. See, that's hard to take off quickly, jeans. You got to admit. Like, it just... So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't. So let's, I think he's got jeans on, maybe look like shorts too, half of it. But I know that I think it's certain that he would have put the maroon shirt on underneath the dark shirt. Don't you think? I mean, that'd be stupid to take it off and then have to put that same little thin shirt back on after that. That seems dumb, right? So wouldn't you just take that off? No, my pen name is Ella M. Watson. Okay, I don't know what that other one up there was. Ella M. Watson. All right. So, you guys, check it out. Is that on Amazon? I don't think yeah. Tracy Von Brott. She changed from one maroon shirt to another maroon shirt. Yeah, because there was a convention of maroon shirt wearing people there. Apparently other people can't wear maroon shirts or it's a conspiracy. You get it? That's what they say out there, that there was a convention of maroon shirt wearing nut jobs. Yeah. All right. So let's see. Okay, let's try to, if we use Google Maps and then we just go from, I guess we could sort of mimic here if we start there, like, and then add like a minute or so. Here, let's just use this. Yeah, right there. So what if we, let's go right here on Google Maps instead. Do the directions. And then maybe just start right there. And then go to here. And then here. Oops. That's not. And then add a destination to here. Okay. Then add another one to here, and then add another one to, I guess, do one to there. And this is going to be walking. And then another one to, it's right there. And they're actually saying that that takes 16 minutes. Man, that's crazy. I think you can do it a hell of a lot quicker than that. Why is it 16 minutes? It's 0.6 miles. People don't walk the speed that they say. I would say that would only take, it can't take that long. I walked from right here all the way around like this and to here in 10 minutes. Okay? So I know that's not correct. So that kind of sucks. I wish you could then type in, let's see what it says on Google. How long does it take to walk 0.6 miles at 3 miles per hour? That's like a pretty quick pace. That's 12 minutes. That's more reasonable. But I think it's even faster than that. Because I think he looked like he would be really hurrying along. I think he probably would have been more like 4. I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah, 4 is 9 minutes. I'm going to say like 3.5 miles an hour. Let's see what it has for that. Okay, 10 minutes, 17 seconds. That sounds more reasonable. 3.5 miles an hour. Does that sound about right? Because I walk, when I walk around, I do like 3.4, 3.5, and it's just kind of a pretty just normal quick pace. He's going to be moving a little quicker. So let's just say 10 minutes to do that right there. And we know that he goes across the street over here at 12:25. And how long do you think he spent into these bushes over here? Let's just say about 4 minutes or so, and maybe 3 minutes, and he makes his way over to a place, because he walks through here like this, but I can't do that. That's somebody's yard, so Google Maps isn't going to do that. So I started over here and then sort of went backwards to kind of add time, right? So let's say it's like 4 minutes where he's in here, and then he makes his way over to here somehow, and then he goes this direction, and it takes about 10 minutes. So if it's 4 minutes, what time would that be? It'd be 26 plus 4 would be 3 or 12:30 when he is kind of over in this position. Takes 10 minutes. That would get him over here at so it would have been 12:30, I mean, and then 12:40 would be when he'd here, right? Because that's 10 minutes. Does that make sense? So you got 4 minutes down here in the 3 minutes or so in the bushes or whatever, and then he makes it over here after 4 minutes. So somehow he gets over right over there, that little distance, and so 4 minutes he's right over here or over there, because he walks behind there. He doesn't do this, but I just made it go backwards, add a little extra in there. So 10 minutes. So that would be 12:40, right? So now let's clear this sucker out. And then we're going to go from right here with a car. So let's do it. Directions. He starts right there. And then I guess I have to look at this map that I have because I don't remember exactly the mall. All right, so it's right there. I can kind of recognize that across from there. Yeah, right here. There it is. All right, and then the second destination is going to be the quickest route to this. He was right there, I think. And then I'm going to switch it to car. Yeah, that makes sense. Exactly how you think he'd go. Boom, boom, boom. And look what time how long it says. 5 minutes. So what would that be? That would be 12:45, right? You guys still following along here? Are you guys still following along? 12:45. Now watch this. He gets the actual time that's on the surveillance footage from this building. He got there at 12:44:50. Can I get a boom shakalaka? It's right on the money, okay? Then while he's sitting there at 12:46, because he sits there for a long time, we have it on the video here. So he does the TMZ one, and then look at right here. Look what the time is, 12:44:46. And then he pulls in here. There he is. Absolutely incredible, isn't it? And then he parks his car there, and we can see it right there. Let's see what happens at 12:46. As a matter of fact, I won't even have you wait. I'll just move it forward. And he's still right there. That's where he parked the car. It's now 12:45 and 37 seconds. And now we know at 12:46, they don't give us the seconds though, so we don't know the exact time. That's when apparently he searched for how to get to a car wash, and he picked the Quick Quack car wash. And he's still sitting there, and right now it's 12:46. And he's still sitting there, because right now he's doing that search for the Quick Quack car wash. He's right there. Nearest car wash. Oh, here's one. Quick Quack. Yeah. It was just right down the road there. And let's see what time he pulls away. I mean, it takes more than, it takes a second or two. You look it up, right? So it could have been 12:46 and 15 seconds. But there he goes. Look at, boom, he's driving away. It is interesting, that one car that slowed down behind him. I will say that. And the only reason I say that is because, well, I don't know, maybe he's a little bit, is he in? Oh, you know what? It does, now it's not as weird anymore. Because he's in a different lane. I always thought it was right behind it. But look at this, watch. So when he drives away, look where his, here, I can do this right up here. Perfect time for that. All right, let me see if I can zoom in. Let me move it to a different screen. This one's the full monitor. And we'll zoom in over here. Now watch, I'll put a little See that red dot that I just put on there? Now watch when the other car comes by. Is it still there? Yeah. Does it show up for you guys? Yeah. It's lower. It's not. It was inside. It was on the next one in. Oh, that's great. That's excellent. So now we can throw that one out the window. I always thought it went right in behind the other car. Like, what the hell are you doing? And it's following it, but it's not. He literally drove to the right of it and was just driving its own little route. You see that? That's cool. See, another thing debunked right there live. Okay. Yeah, so it drove away. And then let's check out how long it might take to get to Quick Quack from there. So let's do the, go back to that Google Maps. Hey, thanks, Jim Wan. I jog to Burger King every morning. Oh, yeah? Excellent. And while smoking a pack of cigarettes. Yeah, it's... Okay, right there. We're going to start... Now we're going to do directions from right here. And then, I don't... You know, whatever... However it got there, it must have figured out how to do it. So I'm going to go figure out where Quick Quack is. It's just up there. So it's just past that major intersection right there. Okay. And right there. And in here they say that only takes 5 minutes. So, I don't know. I think that would be really tough to do in 5 minutes. With 3 different lights. First of all, you have to get out right there. So, I don't know how he got out of here. He drove this direction. He might have, you know, it might have just been that, you know, he didn't know how to get over there. And he took a right and went this way first and then had to turn around and come back. But they say 5 minutes, so that would put him over there at 12:50 on this, you know, using Google Maps. However, they have him there at 12:57. So, you know, however he got there, but everything up until the mall worked absolutely perfectly with the timing of movements. You know, from here to get to the car, walking 3.5 miles an hour, 10 minutes. And then the amount of time it takes, 5 minutes from here to get to the mall here. And he would have got to the mall at 12:45, and this says he got there at 12:44:50. So it's like exactly the same. Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, the thing is, Jim smokes the new low-calorie cigarettes. Have you guys ever seen those? They're amazing. And I've heard that they're coming out with gluten-free cigs. Those are the best. You know, when you, and the I guess what you could say is the quintessential cigarette is the low-calorie, gluten-free cigarettes with Retsin. Have you seen those? Those things are incredible. I mean, they take 16 years forward. You get extra years of life with those ones. I mean, it's amazing. It's unbelievable. I mean, they started off with Sweet and Low cigarettes. That was, you know, those weren't that great. Tell you that right now. Yeah, sugar-free, huh? Well, that's what the low-cal. I was thinking, you know, low-cal. But sure, yeah, sugar-free, 0 calorie would be great. Sig Zero. They're going to have Sig Zeros coming out real soon, you guys. Yes, gluten-free, yeah. You know, and there's this really strange one, but it's a Metamucil version, where while you're smoking, you're inhaling some version of a fiber. It's really strange. Let's see. The new Metamucil cigarettes with Retsin. Anyways. These are high fiber cigarettes you're smoking there, sir. These will keep you regular. Yeah. All right. So for those of you who are just here for the first time, don't you feel like it's all just nailed down? Like you just get it now? So we had that, and then, yeah, that would be the next one. And then I would actually put, what's this one? Yeah, not that one next. It's the Dairy Queen. So there's one still frame that we have currently of Dairy Queen. And then the nighttime shots right there. Okay, look at that. Boom. Oh, wait, no, that one goes after. Okay, so I got to cut that in half. So they cut it. That's when they cut that off. All right. That wasn't the one. I thought that was Dairy Queen. I don't know where the Dairy Queen one is. I'll just bring in the image. I have it. Alright, who's the Lol Buster in here? Prune flavored. That's gross. Alright, and when I get this all done, then we'll play it, and you'll see all the surveillance. By the way, I mean, look at this picture right there. He's got the same damn stuff on. This guy is like, is that all you got, man? I mean, I know I wear the same stuff sometimes, but wow. He's his own maroon shirt convention. Hey, thanks Randizzle Randy for lol busting. Okay, this is the one I was looking for right there. Yeah, so after he did that drive, I think he went to Dairy Queen, and he's looking around at stuff. And then all we have is the next... No, that's not. That isn't the one. Hold on. We have him at night. Right there. That's the next one. Perfect. Move that over. So there's that. And then he takes off. And then the next morning, he is at the gas station on the way home. And that's it. So, man, that's crazy. That's all right here. You guys want to watch it? This will be every single thing right here. And I'll just describe stuff. I'm not going to pause it or anything. I'm going to take myself off the screen. This is it. You know, Baron Coleman and his buddies have absolutely nothing left to argue. It's over for them. They'll come up with stuff because that's what they got to do for their fans. If they ever stopped believing the bullshit that they're selling, everybody watching them would leave. All right, here we go. It's actually playing, or I thought it was. Now it's playing. Okay, now look way over there. You see the Maybe I can zoom in a little bit. There is the Dodge Challenger coming in at 8:22 in the morning. And what he does from here is he just merely drives straight out to, I think it's 800 West or, oh shit, I don't remember the name of that street. Let me just look one time, sorry. I know I said I wasn't going to do that, but this street is 800 South, okay. So he goes to 800 South, then he goes around and then he goes inside this parking garage here. And then he ends up going around and making it up to, I think, yeah, he goes around and he makes it up to the second floor. So he's on parking level 2 now. And then he parks right over there, or he's on that second floor from the tunnel level. He's up a level. Or actually, I think 2 levels, actually. And then he parks right over here. And maybe he is just on the... That's right, he's just on the main parking level here. That's right. He's on the first parking level. So, of course, I have to then show you, because if you don't see it, you won't know. He went in right there, but I believe he's on this level right there. Because he must have gone up to another level and he made it to this one. Because the parking garage is below. It's on the same level as the tunnel. So he went up to the second level right there. And then he parked right over here on the side. And then here he comes towards the camera. And let's see. Let me see if I remember this right. He could just be on the second floor. Because if he goes down a set of stairs, then yes, he's on the next level up. Let's see. So he goes over here. Oh, right. Yep. Yes, that is what it is. He's actually on the second level. And now he goes down to the level that he reaches when he comes through the tunnel and then up a flight. Now he's on that level right now. This is the same camera that films him coming up. But see what's interesting about this. See how he goes off to the right there? See, I was telling you guys this earlier. I got to stop and explain it now. It's really cool. So he parks the car on this level right there. He did that intentionally. He must have gone in and went up 2 levels and he parked up there. Then he went down a set of stairs, but instead of turning left and coming out of here, he went forward. Let me go back again. I got to go see that again. Got to have this memorized. So he does go down a set of stairs, yeah. That's right. That's cool. So what he's doing is he is on this level. I mean, and so it's interesting because he parked it. He had to have gone up to this level. See that this level right there? Watch. If I scroll across, that's the level he parked on. So he parked right next to this wall right over there. And then he walked this direction and went down a set of stairs. But he did not come out right here, which is interesting. He went straight ahead. So you know what he did, you guys? He walked, but he came out right there. That's what he did. He went out right there to go onto campus on that first pass. So watch when he's going down, but instead of turning left to go out on that street that I was just showing you, he turned to the right. And what you'll see then is he should show up on that same wide shot again. There he is. Yep, that's right. And he's not actually going back to his car right there. Oh, or is he? God, man, this is kind of... I know he pulls it out there, but I think they shoot ahead, so I gotta check something out again. Okay, does that look totally different? See, those are the same video. So what time is this one? This one is 9:24. So that's when he came back. I gotta figure this out. And this is at, you can't tell. He drove in, and then he exits. That's crazy. I don't know what he's. I started to figure out when he left to go to campus because I can't read the time. This is when he came back right here, though. So that one does show that he was up on the second floor. Okay. So every time he comes down from the second floor, that means... So here he's on the first floor. Or it does say level 2, but it's on that the first floor. He could walk out. Like if he turned right there, he's out on campus. So I think he did go out that way then. So he parked there and he did exit over here. But why would you go backwards? It seems kind of weird. Why not just go out that other exit over there? So he parked over there and now he's headed back to the exit that I thought he had gone out. So right there he goes out. Okay, and then later... okay, yeah, okay, now it makes some sense. So on the way back, what he did, on his way back to the car after going to campus, he went in here, and then he had to go down a set of stairs. So what we're looking at is his return right there. He came in on this floor after going in right there, and then he walked. So for some reason he parked here, went out there, and then went on to campus. And you know why he did that? Because from there, okay, now it makes sense. Watch this. See, this is what's cool about, if you're here, I don't know if I'm rambling too much for you guys to even follow along, but he parked his car right on this lower level right there. That's where he parked. And then he walked this way to come out because he's going to the wooded area first. So he just walked around and made his way to the wooded area here to just look at it. And then he went on to campus, and he was over here at the, where Charlie Kirk was shot there. And then he walked out, and eventually he comes back, and he enters in this door here, this little driveway, and that puts him a level above, see that, where his car is. So he has to come in and go down the stairs and come out. And so that's what we're looking at. He just came down those stairs, and then you'd think, okay, he'd turn left here to if he wasn't returning now, he would turn left to go back out that entrance to go out onto the street. But he doesn't. He turns right because he's heading back to his car that's parked on the first floor right over here. This is when he's leaving. So they cut out all the stuff in between. All right, so it turns out that he does park on the lower level. He exits. Then he comes back on the second floor, goes down a level, and then walks to his car. That makes sense? You guys are about as dead as a doornail now, so I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be here, but man, you guys, nobody's chatting or anything. It's like it's been 3 minutes since anybody said anything other than "got it" by Lisa there. It's like, Jesus, you guys. Talking to a brick wall. And so he walked down there, he got into the car, backed out, and this is him leaving. And then on this one, I think he parked in that neighborhood somewhere. You know, the neighborhood where he parked in the evening. Yeah. Well, it makes sense. If you just look at it like this, he parked, came in, and then parked on the, a level above where the parking garage is, but the level that you can exit on. He parked on that one. Then he walked over onto campus, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Then when he came back, he came into that one entrance, and that's what put him into the, he was on the second floor, so he had to go down a level to get to his car that was on the first level parking garage. I think the other one might be the basement. Here, I'll explain it one time just visually without looking at surveillance. So he came into the garage right there, and then he got up to, see, you can tell by looking at this, the garage here is underground. It's the same level as the tunnel. So you know when he's in the tunnel, let's just take a look at that. That might be something interesting just to look at right now. If we look at the tunnel in the, I think that's underneath my, is it camera angle? That one? Yes, let's go back to right here. So that's starting the tunnel. Now we're walking through the tunnel. And now we're here. So look, that's where he came in at. In fact, I bet you if we went back and watched the video of him entering, you can probably see this pillar there, etc. Because he came in right there. See that? But then he ends up going up to the next floor up, driving. Okay, so he came in right there. In fact, let me go back to that original entrance video. And I think that might be it right there. I think. Because we just came up right over here and then went up some stairs. Let's see those little arrows on the ground. Let's see if we can see that. Let me go a little bit further. I think once I start walking over there, before going up the steps. Yeah, see, who would have came in right over there? I'm not far enough over there, but I think that might be what that is. Yeah, and see, like it says P1 and then that pillar, and then you go over to there. You see the P1, that little pillar, and the P1 over there. So I think we're right over there in my video. All right, so again, he comes in right over there. He's a level down, same level as the tunnel, and then makes his way up to the second floor. I guess it's probably called the first floor. Maybe the first one's the basement. And he parks on this level right here where I'm moving the mouse, and right next to this wall there. And then he comes around and goes out and goes on to campus. And then when he comes back to campus, he goes through this entrance, but watch that one. If I go across like this, it's actually a floor above this one. See that? So on this time, he had to go into the steps and then go down a level to make it to this level. And then he walked right over to his car that's over here, and then he left. Hopefully that made sense that time. I don't think I can explain it any better than that. All right, so I'm going to start this part over again. That's when he's entering the garage, but he goes up a level. He doesn't park right here. He's going up a level. And then this will probably show, this is him on that next level up, and he's going to park his car. And I think they just played it again. So there he is again. And then he turns in and parks. And then he gets out of the vehicle. And then he walks towards the camera. And they have their version they have is way clearer. This one's not even bad. But it's way clearer. And I had to guess at the width of it. All right, you guys, any chance anybody remaining here can help support the channel tonight? We need some super chats, channel memberships, etc. There he goes. What the heck was that? And now this is when he came back, right? So they don't tell you that, but this is when he came back after visiting campus. He's on the second floor. And he comes down to the same level that his car is on because he came in that side entrance on the second floor. And now he took that little right to go down the main chute here to get to his car. You see how that worked? They didn't say anything, and you can't read the time frame, but that is exactly what we're looking at. You could tell it said 9:24 when he went down the steps, so that's what this is. And then he must have sat in his car for a while, because he doesn't leave for like, yeah, I mean, right now it's 35. I can see it. Just barely make it out right there. And so here he is pulling out at 8:30 or 9:35 in the morning. So he sat in his car for, good 6 minutes or so, doing whatever, right? And now he's leaving. He probably exits exactly the same way he came in. Probably goes down a flight. I don't know why he just didn't pull out to the right there. And then here he is. See, he's going out exactly the same way he came in. He's coming out that very front area. So that's camp. He'll be on Campus Drive in a moment. And then here he is. After that, about 25 minutes after he left that garage, he's now headed back to campus right now with the backpack, and he's just walking. That's him. So he's already heading back in a mere 25 minutes or less after he left the garage in that vehicle. And this one is his dry run. He's going to go to campus and check out various spots, etc. On this one, he goes back to campus, and I think he goes to Chick-fil-A, and then I think, and then after Chick-fil-A, I think he goes, I don't remember the exact order, but he goes to Chick-fil-A and then eventually to like the science building or, computer building, and then he crosses over onto the roof, looks at it, but after Chick-fil-A, he went to the wooded area. And apparently he doesn't have his backpack on after he went to the wooded area. So I think that he left his backpack there to test out his ability to get the backpack from up above on the streets where he eventually parked. And so this right here is at 10:08, 10:07 to 10:08. And he's walking, and then he cuts across on the grass, and he goes over the same little bridge, and then he's going to go into the tunnel. And we'll see that here in just a second. So here's the tunnel. He goes over that little wooden plank they put on the ground over back behind us there. And then he goes down into the tunnel. And then this camera at the end of the tunnel picks him up walking into the tunnel. And then he goes around and he goes up these stairs. Then the camera at the top of the stairs picks him up walking up the stairs. Right there. And then he's going to turn and go up to, that's the level he's about to get on, is the same level that he parked his car on earlier in the day. The camera up the steps on the left of him is what filmed, right there, boom. That's the camera that filmed, that one was flipped too, so I unflipped those. And that was it. Like, he goes on the campus, does all those things that I just said. He he walked around without his backpack after going into the woods, etc. And then he left. And then the next surveillance that we have is at 11:45. But I just showed you earlier all the other crazy stuff, the timing and everything, how it was perfect timing to park and then walk and make it to where, and then move the car to that other location north of 800 South and park his car. And then that's where he was staged to do his final run, which we're on right now. It's 11:46 currently as he's walking. And he's just kind of standing at the edge of the street there. He's kind of right behind the flagpole there. And there he is, moving a little bit. Just right over there, limping across the street. All right, and then he makes his way down the block, turns left, and now he's on this street. This is the TMZ video. And it actually started off, you could see the time right at the very beginning. Let's do that. Right there, it's 11:49 and 32 seconds right there. And there you go, he's limping around. That's okay, Amy. Nobody's required to give anything. I'm just trying to get people to support the channel. You know, I'm trying to reach goals, and I have to do better during these days, but we're really not doing great. So I'm trying to do better during these days because it's obviously these are the days that the channel should be doing well. And then there's those normal days that we just kind of, sometimes we struggle, sometimes we don't. And there he is, walking by there, and right around like 12:51 or so, or not 12:51, 11:51, he cuts across on the grass there. And then he does the same thing on the dry run, but that one he sort of hesitated for a moment, then turned around, came back. And then he's going to walk forward. He goes over that little wooden plank again. Then he makes his way to the tunnel, which is right here. He gets on his phone. I kind of thought maybe he stood at the top of this for like 4 or 5 minutes because of the gap in time. But now that I watch him, he walks so slow with that in his pants, you know. So he's really slow. So it takes him a hell of a lot longer to get anywhere. Probably half the speed. I mean, look how slow this is. Look at this. I mean, he should already be at the end of that. But he's just like, you know, really small little steps. Look at that. Ding, 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 ding. You know, I mean, that's not even, that's like 1.5 miles an hour, maybe 2. It's really slow. And I don't know what he's doing right there, but he was just kind of looking around. Then he goes up these stairs. And these are where they got those original photographs from, like that one right there. And obviously they have a hell of a lot clearer images. You know, look at that. He put his head down. He's trying to hide. That should have been. He does look a little suspicious doing those things. Head down, making sure nobody can see him. And then right there, then he goes up. He goes up the stairs. Look how slow that is. Just really, that's why I know that he took the path that I said. He doesn't want to go up those stairs. It's really difficult. And now he goes out on to campus, and that's how you know that the one time when he came down the stairs, he didn't turn left there. He went to the right and then made his way back to his car. Man, it's just so like nobody's chatting. This is when it's like the channel just starts going. Well, notice how there's only 158 people now. When you guys are all chatting it up and talking and stuff, YouTube was sending people, but then they just went away. Now here he is right there. Let me go back a little bit. So I have an animation that has him in the exact spot, walking right. He's this first one right there. That guy kind of cut in front of him, but he's right there. This one, walking like that. Let's see, is it this one? Let me see if I can find the one that I did. It's pretty crazy. It looks exactly the same. Is it this one? Oh yeah, it is this one. See, on this one, he would have came in on that back one. So I didn't know what he did. So he actually went on that next exit in the back to come in. See, that's where I have him parked there, and then he walks on. This is what I made like a month ago, 2 months ago. So this is the dry run. This is his dry run walk. So that's the dry run. I wonder where the other one is. So that's 19. Let me see. Maybe I'll look for that for a second if you guys don't mind. Hey, thank you, Amy Slates. Well, you didn't have to send anything, huh? You didn't have to send something in. But thank you. And then we had absolutely the most thorough recreation of events. Thanks for putting it all together for us. Gray, you're a wizard. Right up there with Gandalf, huh? Very cool. You don't think I have more like Schmeagol? Is this the one? That looks like that could be. That's pretty intense right there. Yeah, this could be it. So this is my last one. Yeah, look at this. Isn't that crazy? I mean, when you watch this, it's like, oh wow, we just saw all that on. So this is the one. And now watch this though. So when he walks up here like this, watch this. There's the camera, the 360-degree camera. Now watch this. Watch how I made a video a month ago, or even longer.
The documents state that at approximately 12:02 hours, Robinson is observed walking on the north side of the...
Yeah, and they actually said on the sidewalk. So look at this. That's him. I can't have him limp because it's limited in the software, but look at that. He's walking, he's got the backpack on, etc., etc., etc. All right, and then you go to the one that we were just doing. This one. And look at that. He's right there, walking along on the sidewalk. I made it exactly how they would have it, with the sunlight and everything at the same... I don't know. I'm proud of myself for doing that. I think it's pretty amazing. You know, it's just kind of like, wow, how did I come up with that? But anyways, then a minute after that, he walks up. He shows up here, and I have that too. Okay, so see how you see a body moving right there? See that? There's movement there. It's just such a bad quality of recording the screen. But he's walking. There's just this little movement. You can just sort of see it right there, right? See that? Well, here's mine that's better than that. Let's see. Number 20 here. So, not sure what happened there. Okay, there it is. So there he goes walking in the front. Then he goes inside here. Don't know what he did. Now look at that. See right there? Watch this. I have it exactly how they said. I told you, watch. They're going to have somebody come over here. Now, in real life, he was down there a little bit further. But even the part where I have him climb over the wall, watch this. It's not the greatest in the world, but watch. You know, I just kind of flip him over it. But see this, watch. See how he goes over there? You know, it's not the greatest. But that's exactly what they have. It's nuts. There. So watch over here. We'll just zoom in over on this part. And you sort of can see that little blurry shape moving over there. But it looks like he made it further over. Like right over to there. See how it's farther down? I have him right on the corner. But he's right near the edge over there. And now watch when he goes over the wall. It looks just like I just did it. Watch this. See that? He just sort of flips over the wall. Even that looks the same. Crazy, huh? And then he was sitting there for a while, and then he got up and he ran. See this? Watch. Here we go. They have it paused for a moment, but that's him. See him running across there? Now watch what I had. I gotta get these, got these to click in. They always seem to disappear. Okay, there you go. So I have this part. Now watch. In a moment, there he is. I mean, is that, you gotta admit, like, that's crazy, right? The same camera has him picked up and he's running like that. But I switched over to, I had to sort of dramatically edit it.
A few weeks ago there was a transgender mass shooter, and ever since then, about 3 weeks later, the Trump GHI said that we should start talking about revoking gun rights for transgender. So, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years? Too many. Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm gonna give you.
Wait, hold on a second. Let me turn that back on. Let me play this whole part again. It's pretty creepy. Watch.
was a transgender mass shooter. And ever since then, about 3 weeks later, the Trump DOJ said that we should start talking about revoking gun rights for transgender communities. So, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years? Too many.
Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys coming out here.
We appreciate you. Love you.
You gonna go down and see closer? Or they have like particularly guys here.
Crowded. It's just there's just so much. So before we had a flag and we had it, so it was
Counting or not counting gang violence?
made us move.
What was that?
And by the way, everything in here is synced up to the actual time. So when you go back, when it pans back to the crowd and everything, that's what was going on there while Tyler Robinson's running off the edge of the roof.
We are here live at Utah Valley State University. There's been a shooting at the Charlie Kirk event, the TPUSA event. There has been a shooting. Everybody's evacuating.
Isn't that crazy? And it's weird to see him, like he's just about ready to get off. You know, he's almost out of there, and everybody else is running around trying to figure out, you know, just, I don't know. It's weird to watch that. I wanted to make sure, you don't see him get it shot. There's no reason for that over and over and over and over again. It's just stupid. Yeah, but that was number 20, so that's cool. I guess I don't need, that's 26. Yeah, I guess I'll keep these open now. But anyways, I guess we go back to this, because he's, let's see how this works. Yeah, so I think right now he's running. Yeah, he's just started running from the edge of the roof over there. Let's go back. I haven't really got to look at that very much. So the shot happens right now. Okay, so let's take a look over here. The shot just happened, so this is when he should be standing up. I think that's him right there, right? Isn't that... There's something moving there. It's hard to see because it's so crappy, the quality of this. Nah, he's already way out of there by now. He's likely almost over here at this point. I don't know what's happening over there. Let's see. Oh, that is a person there. Okay, so you go... Oh, wait. Wow. Oh, we can actually see it now. I didn't see that before. So, okay, it's 12:23:20. I thought we were in the 12:23 minute. But look at him over there. You can actually see him, like, sort of go down. Watch. Wow, so he was short of the edge. And then he sort of must shimmy over. Oh, he does. Oh, you can see it. Oh, that's freaking crazy. Look at that. I hadn't seen that before. Look at it. He goes down right there. Boom. He's left. But now look at it. He moves. Oh, wow. See, you can kind of see it. He moved further over because you can't see him anymore. Watch. Can you guys see what I'm looking at here? Like just kind of like right in this area here. I'm going to go back. Watch that little... There's blackness. If I move it quick, you can see it. See that? Can you see that right there? That guy? Now watch where he goes down at. See how he's right there? The little blob that's right there. You see that? Now watch when I move it forward. You can see that he kind of, it went boom to the right, and now he's in that, there's a location on the corner of the roof. And that's where he does the shot. So after he got there, I don't know, so now that clock there, if I already moved it past the time, let me see what happens. I might just be viewing it weirdly. Okay, I think he's in position right there. Because this is 12, 20, 23, 22. Let me just look at my view of this and try to get this just sort of figured out here. So this would be the 3D camera FBI view. That's what they released anyways. So what are we looking at in the darkness? So he's over here. He made it where the shot came from is right there. So does that make sense? Does it look like that at all? Yeah. I don't know, it's hard to make out what they're looking at. Let me pan out a little bit. When he was doing the running. It's such crappy video. Sucks. Yeah, so this one's interesting. So we're looking at that, and what is that on mine? It must be that, right? Yeah. Okay. So on mine, the shot takes place from right there. Okay? So it's just a little bit to the right of that building. Theirs isn't clear, so it looks different, but that's it right there. So on this one, the shot should be taken. So I guess if we move it forward now, see him climb over the wall there. And then we have to look at this one. These guys could do so much of a better job than this. All right, yeah, so right there, he's right on the edge of that. So there's the side of that part of that building, and he's right where I was saying. So what's that dark spot there? So that's a dark spot. So they have him, I don't know, is it that dark spot or this one? Yeah, they almost seem like he's like right there. Yeah, it's just hard to make out. And so he's already got up and started running at this point. Oh, you can actually see him for a moment. That's kind of interesting. Here, let's like see that little thing there? You see him go in front of it, but he hasn't got up yet. So what time is this? 12:23:25. So the shot takes place at 12:23:28, right there. And so then he must get up. I don't know if that's actually him there. It's so pixelated. So let's watch this little round thing here and see if we see anything run in front of it. Because I thought I saw something. Oh, haha! Right there. See that? So that's right when he's passing that. I think. I mean, how would it get that dark like that? What time is that? 12:23:31. Does that make sense? Yeah, that does make sense. 3 seconds he's there. You just can't see him because it's so pixelated. And so crappy. But we've seen him on... Well, you know what? Why not use as much good footage as we can? That's what I always say. Yeah, let's move all these over a little bit for a second. And then slide this over because this one, there he is right there. See that? And that's at 12:23:35. Let's see if he passes in front of that at 31 like we thought. Oh, I gotta rewind it a little bit more again. Oh, actually, I think it picks up right then. Yeah, so that's the earliest frame is this one. 12:23:34. So he's right there. And so let's look at this and just switch it over to that. Let's see if we can get it to the exact frame. So see, this is 12:23. Let's go back to right when it starts. So it's 30. Is it in the, okay? 34, and then 1, 2, 2 frames later. It's 12:23:35. So let's just start it at 12:23:35. Might as well. And then this one, right when it hits that. Let's see. Okay, I can see it at the top. .34, and then that's it. So that's the same moment in time. So I want to go 1 frame before it because they're not on the same frame. And then I can slide those over there, and that should match the... Now we have as good a footage as we can for the most amount of time. All right, so here we go. So you can see him moving up there, and there he is. That time I could actually see him on the other footage for some reason. See right, look right up in there. Or just watch right up in that little area right there, watch. See that? He runs by right there. And then, boom, there he is. And then you can see him through the glass there running. See that? Yeah, the one in court is even worse than that. So the court provided, it's not even a screen grab. It's literally filming another screen. You know, that's terrible. Screen grabs are usually pretty good because you're recording the digital information on the screen digitally. But when you're filming a screen, so the people filming in the courtroom are literally filming a television set at an angle. It's ridiculous. Stupid. Hopefully they release that stuff. Why can't they? It was presented. It was published to the public. It should be available. And there he is. That's the clear version. Now we have this version where they end up going across. He goes across the street. I got to cut over to that one. There he was running. And he does not show up over here. So that's how they know he went into the woods there. That's just a different person there. Nothing to do with anything. And then this is TMZ right after that, after he changed clothing or whatever, took the shirt off and left the gun and the towel in the woods there. He came running around this home in the neighborhood. And then after this, he would make it back to where his car was at 12:40. This is probably around 12:33 or so. And you'll see him running through here in a second. It's playing. So he did something back there because he shouldn't have been there too long. Then he comes running out, and there he goes. That one looks like he has shorts on at the end, and looks like he has jeans on at the beginning. And then this is literally, he got to his car at like right around 12:40, and it takes 5 minutes to get to here, and he pulls into there at 12:44 and some odd seconds. He's about to get in there right now. So there he is right there. And you can see right there it's 12:44 and 50 seconds at the top. Maybe I can go about like this, keeping the time in there. There he is. You can see that. And then at 12:46, he searches on his phone while his car is sitting right there. And they know he was there. You know why? Because they had his GPS coordinates from his phone being on. I mean, he's an idiot. He was using his phone. They were able to track where his phone is. That's why the surveillance footage is here. And then while he's sitting there, at 12:46, he searches how to get to a car wash and then chooses the Quick Quack car wash. But he hasn't even done that search yet. He's just sitting there. He might be looking around, on his phone, and then he eventually finds Quick Quack and then says, hey, how do I get to Quick Quack? Now, he probably didn't even type in, where's the nearest car wash? He probably typed in car washes, and then it said, oh, here's one. Oh, that one's 1 point something mile. That one's 3 miles. Okay, I'll do that one. How do I get to Quick Quack? He types in right now. And then he got that information, and then he drove to Quick Quack. And I can just fast forward a little bit because he just sits there, and then eventually at 12:46 and 31 seconds, 30 seconds after searching Quick Quack for a car wash, he drove away. See him? He's leaving. That was TMZ. That's pretty good. And then at 6, that's his car right there, and this is at, and they know it is because they have him tracked on, his cell phone. 6:36, and he's about to turn right, but he could tell that there's cops there. So this is on September 10th, so he doesn't go in there. You can see the angle of his car is for turning right, but then he straightens it out and then goes forward, avoiding going past where the cops are, because he thought, oh hell, maybe he thought he could go get the rifle just doing that. I doubt it. And then I think after that he went to Dairy Queen here, and he's probably, I don't remember there being a television in there. I actually did bring my 360-degree camera in there, but the lady working there she was being she wasn't very nice. Let's put it that way. So after being in there, he drives. Eventually, he ends up parking his car behind where he put the rifle in the woods at night. And he pulls up here. And let's see what time it is. I think they said it was... There isn't a time code on this. But it's right around 1 o'clock in the morning. I think it's 12. I have it actually. It's I'll rewind that in a second. 12. Where the hell is it? I don't know where that original time. 12:47. Right, so the car pulls up right here. Might be 12:47 when it pulls up. No, they didn't find the backpack with a gun. He had his backpack with him. I think he just left the towel and the gun there. And then okay, so that was an interesting element there. So look he gets out of the car. So you can just kind of see it over here. There's movement. See that? It's blurry, really crappy version. You can see his shoes moving. You can see a little something going on there. Now watch right in front of this though. Watch the light. Boom! You saw it for a second. So he took a left there. Then at the beginning of the next one, right at the beginning of the next one, see that right there? He's heading towards his car. Not that one. The next one. Watch. Right now. See that? Boom! He's running back to his car, and he makes it back to his car, and he gets in his vehicle, and that's when he searches how to get back to his house. And then eventually he turns his car on, and then he drives home. He gave up. That's when he told, that really sucks. Okay? That's when he said that. Man, that really sucks. All right, anyways. And then the next morning, he's driving home, and he's over here at this gas station. The time is 7:17 in the morning. And there he is pulling into a stall. And of course, he's wearing exactly the same clothing. And so then he gets out. He's got his maroon shirt on, his hat. And they know he was here because his phone and other things. Maybe he bought a gas with a credit card, you know. There he is. And then he drives away and takes off. All right, but anyways, that's pretty much all the surveillance that there is out there. So that's going to do it, you guys. I guess we'll see you bright and early in the morning at, tomorrow's at 7:30, you know, the 8 o'clock in the morning thing again. Hopefully you guys show up. But thanks to Alley Cake, Richard Watts, Cindy, Whiskey Boots, 6 Kids UK, Wild Bill Wassman. Let's see. I think we made it to, like 65%. But if I combine that with the other 5 hours, I did 8 hours of streaming today for just a normal day that we used to always have. That sucks. I mean, I'm just telling you, that's a lot of work. Then we got Alley Cake and Wild Bill Wassman, Haley, 6 Kids UK, Alley Cake, Joel Burnt, Phyllis Watson, Randizzle Randy, Haley, Alley Cake, Wild Bill Wassman, Tracy Von Brott, Phyllis Watson, Micro Farm USA, Wild Bill Wassman, Stephen Connerly, Tammy McDonald, Wild Bill Wassman, Alley Cake, Tammy McDonald, Stacy Von Brott. If thens. You know what it is? I think it's like, it used to be where people would do, if you do 10s and I don't know, 50, 20s or whatever, those would like kind of shoot it forward a little bit. But when you do these waves sometimes, it makes it hard to get to the actual goals. But I'd rather have, if people, the thing is, it's like if you can't afford to help support the channel, I don't want you sending in anything. But if you can, that'd be great. So we got Alley Cake, Wild Bill Wassman. So we did have 48 super chats and stuff, but it's the average amount was lower than a normal night, I guess. I don't know what, why that's like that. Who the hell knows? But Micro Pharmacist, then we got Wild Bill Wassman, Stephen Connerly, Tammy McDonald, Wild Bill Wassman, Alley Cake, Tammy McDonald, Tracy Von Brott again, then If Thens, then Haley, then Wild Bill Wassman, Alley Cake, then Stephen Rolf became a member. Thank you for that. Then Yum, then Ashley, let's see, I think it was Ashleela Smith. And then Waylon Jennings, then Staffy Mom, then Tracy Von Brott, Staffy Mom, then Randizzle Randy, then 6 Kids UK, and Alley Cake, and Phyllis Watson with the match to 5 there. And Jim Lon, Randizzle Randy, Amy Slates, and Phyllis Watson again. All right, you guys. Well, thank you. Thank you all for your generosity. If you combine the two shows, it's better than a stick in the eye. I'm just kidding. It's not too bad. It's just not where the channel really should be, given the information that I'm putting out. I should be probably one of the main ones. Hey, thanks for saying that. Marty. Oh, and it looks like you sent me a coffee. I didn't even get a notification. Well, thank you for that, Marty. Appreciate that. But by the way, for any of those who stayed around the whole show, don't you feel like you personally know this case 1,000 times better than everybody else? You actually know also that his DNA was on the screwdriver that was left on the roof. And before I leave, I'll just show you on the roof. It looks like the screwdriver was found right here, like the wall that he jumped over is right there. It seemed like they found it right around in this area right here. That's where the screwdriver was. His DNA is on that. Then, in the woods over here, where he put the gun and the towel, his DNA is on the gun and the towel, and Twiggs' DNA is on the gun and the towel, which makes sense since they live together, okay? They live together. And then, yeah, so that's sort of like the forensic information. And then I've just shown you the whole time he's on campus stalking the case. Hey, thank you so much there, Haley, as in Haley's Comet. So, what do you guys think? I bet you any of you could go challenge anybody else. If they're talking about this case, you could go up to them and say, nah, yeah, that's not right. Yeah, no. You know it. And don't let anybody deviate what you just heard. Now, there might, some of it I'm saying he put the backpack here because later on he's going to try to go get it from above and test it out. Something like that. I think because he's doing a dry run. That's what he's doing. The dry run is where you test things out. So he left the backpack in the wooded area to go try to get it from the street up here, which is, I guess what's the number on that? 925 South. Although it might change its name right over here, because I know it does change. But, I think he was just testing out how to get that. So that's speculation. And I don't know exactly like how he got over to this building. They do, though. There's tons of video that they're not showing us yet. They've got it all. That's right, Phyllis Watson. Maybe that's why it's small. We're sort of like an elite true crime YouTube channel where everybody is way, I don't know, just smarter people that want to have the real information, I guess. What do you think of that? Huh? I think that's the reality. Have you been following along tonight, Marty? Yeah, and I really appreciate the new people that are helping support the channel. A lot of times it's the same people in here. If, even though they want to support the channel, it'd be nice to not have the pressure on some of them, I mean, some just like to do it. Yeah, there's no such, that whole, the spending any time watching a video on an exploding mic, I don't care how they try to explain it to you. If you just use common sense, it doesn't make sense just mentioning it. So there's no reason to look at it. It's stupid. There's no insight at all. It's dumb. I think what happened is the bullet was yawing a little bit and it sort of slapped his neck. That's why there's so much sort of force on it. The penetrating power dissipated, but it was still going fast, and because it's not hitting the point of the bullet. So it sort of goes in slightly at an angle and has a hell of a lot more surface force. And that's why that huge shock wave happened. And it goes in a little bigger hole even, and and then it broke apart, etc. And it's just the truth. Tyler Robinson's the killer. There's no chance of anybody else doing anything. What does that even mean? What does that mean right there? I don't get it. Do you have the timestamp 12 of what? You mean when he's on the roof? Yeah, I've got that. I just played it. What do you mean you got the timestamp? That's not the way you word it. Yeah, it's right over here. I showed you my version and their version. Yeah, so you can see him moving right there, right? If I move it quick, you can see it. It's easier. See that? There he is. I have a video showing the exact same thing, except they have him at the end of the wall. I had him right over here on my animation. And then he climbs over the wall, and then at 12:17, he's running, or not 17, 12:22 he's running, because remember he put it together and got up at 12:22. Yeah. I don't know what you're saying, though, LA Connection. I'm not sure what you're asking for or anything. Just seems like a strange thing to type in. Do you have timestamps? Yeah, don't know what that means. But you can see him running up there. See that? God, that's so weird. He kind of goes over to the left. And he sort of shimmies up over there. So you can see it. Like he runs over there and then he kind of goes to the spot that I would have thought. Let me see. Am I in the right? Oops. Why? I got dizzy right there. Yeah, it's right above. Yeah, it's a little off to the left, but not much. Yeah, so it's right over there. It's just so blurry, it's hard to make out what you're looking at over there. What happens if I rotate this? Just for a second here. That's a little easier to see. But it's also distorted, the video, because of the way they... Oh yeah, okay, that makes a hell of a lot more... Well, that makes sense there. But you can see him, he's moving over to the left over there. And so it's almost like he's right against the far wall. And then does he kind of creep his way up? Or is that it? Because we're already at 12:23:12, and it seems like that little darkness is still him. And then he's up and running, because now it's 12:23:28. This is the shot time. This is when he got up and ran. See? That's when the shot occurs, and it almost seems like that's still him there. And then he kind of gets up. See, when I play it fast, you can see him. See how he's moving around and stuff? Play it fast. He's down there. He kind of gets down low. Apparently he shimmies over there. Now let me try to zoom in and look at the same thing that what we're looking at there. So obviously, yeah, so the part that he runs this way is avoiding this. So let's look at that again. Sorry about that. Now I need to... That looks like that's that spot, though. So yeah, he's running around that. And he kind of cuts over to the left. So that makes sense that he's over there and he cuts over to the left. So he's right there about. And then he kind of makes his way up and then shoots. It's just hard to make out because it's so blurry. Like, where's the edge of the roof even? It's hard to see. The edge of the roof could be right there. Well, you have that thing. Where's that on mine? So that's way over there. So let me look at that again. God, that's just... Like, where's the building back there? You know? I see this one, but I don't see the other one that's right over there. Or whatever that is. I mean, there's this one. It could be that I'm too high, actually. You know? Like, 'cause I am higher than I'm supposed to be, but it seems like I'd still be able to see part of that building. Anyways, who gives a shit? Thanks, everybody, for being here tonight. Really appreciate it. I've already done this for 3 hours and 15 minutes. I got to get up early in the morning. So I got to go to bed pretty soon. So hopefully we'll see some of you guys. And thanks, Marty, there. And also also to Haley. And I thanked everybody else right before that. But, man, there's always some more thing to dial in. It's pretty cool. I like that. What do you mean? Why? Because that's what they did, LA Connection. That's what they presented in court. Do you want to show 5 minutes of somebody sitting on the ground in a dark spot where you can't even see what they're doing? You're not one of those paranoid, like Candace Owens people, are you? I hope not. All right, you guys. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. And remember, location is evidence. see you tomorrow. Looking forward to Phyllis, your humor if you show up. Marty, you should show up during the daytime. Maybe not 7:30 in the morning, of course, but thank you for watching Gray Hughes Investigates on YouTube, where we cover true crime using logic, reason, and common sense. Thanks again for watching, and as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.
Evil can never be dead enough.
And some of you, you make shit up.
All right, see you guys.